nobody make real shit anymore.
Put the one on the flam, or get temper, just toss that ham in the frying pan. I stand it done when I come and slam. Yeah, I feel like the son of Sam. Don't make me wreck. With the check, got me going like General Electric. And the lights are blinking. I'm thinking it's all over when I go out drinking. Oh, making my mind slow. That's why I don't with the big for oh, bro. I got to maintain, cause it like me is going insane.
All right, man. That intro, man. Shout out to Jedi. I'm gonna say that every single time I hear that intro. Jedi definitely put in that work for that intro. I love it. Welcome back. Welcome back to Norby's Worldwide Activities, where we talk on everything, anything, and everything. And today is a very special episode because today's guest is TC the G. She is back again to give us guys the female perspective that we certainly lack out here in the YouTube world. So without further ado, let me bring her in.
Hey, hey,
Hey TC.
Normies.
Hey. I should have a clap effect for when I introduce you like that, but I don't at the moment. There
Clap for my
you
goddamn
go.
self.
All right. Well, first of all, shout out to the people that are on right now: Zapata Vive, Snoopy, and Oni 64. Welcome and thank you for coming through, and everybody else that's on the watching us right now.
Saludos. Yeah, saludos to everybody. I'm happy to be
Definitely.
here. Thank you, Normies.
Thank you. How was your day today?
It was good. Just work, getting my
Yeah,
money. Yeah,
that's right.
working
That's
hard.
right. That's right. You know what? Let's go. Let's start out with current events on your side because as most people will know, you are in Baja California, right?
Yes, Tijuana.
Uh, Tijuana. What kind of image is coming out of here and shown to you guys down there? I don't know if you're watching the news, the local news over there. If you could tell us what Mexico is watching right now.
I'm not really watching the news too much, like on TV. But what I do see online is that it's the riots that's happening, right, and all of that stuff. But over here in Mexico, to Mexicans, it looks a little bit like idiotic, to be honest with you.
Yeah, yeah.
Not anything
And for
bad, but
and for the most part, can you tell us why it would look idiotic?
because they think that it's more of a waste of time, to be doing all of that instead of Mexicans going to work, go to work,
That's
yeah,
how we do, right? We
yeah,
work. We don't just we don't stand around and shout and yell. Nobody makes money.
exactly. But I mean, but there's a place for that as well, though. I mean,
Yeah.
I
Well,
yeah, go ahead. I'm
definitely.
sorry.
No. I was gonna say no. You're right. And I like this comment that Zapata Vive put. A protest, not riot. He wants to make sure we clarify that. So definitely.
Yes, peaceful protest, right?
Oh
Peaceful.
yeah,
You
yeah,
saying that?
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, because for the most part, they're trying to make us look bad, and it's crazy because you don't see it till it finally comes to your city. You
Right.
always see how the news makes it look like in other states and other cities, but when it comes to your town, it hits a lot different because now you're seeing it for yourself, and you're like, wait a minute, that's not going on. What the hell? I mean, granted, there are like a small patch that maybe some idiots are acting like idiots, but for the most part, the majority of the people are just protesting peacefully, yelling, shouting, carrying their signs. And but on the unfortunate part that the majority of the cameras are capturing these idiots that are causing trouble and making fires and throwing rocks, making it look bad for the most part.
Yeah, I was talking to Marvelous yesterday or like 2 days ago, and we were talking. He sent me a video
Yeah.
about the same thing, how they were videotaping like things that are happening in LA, right?
Yes.
And some of them, we were talking about how some of those people are actually planted, by
Yes.
by
Yes.
the government.
Yes.
It's kind of like they're getting things started. They're getting us routed up for us to follow. And when you're young, it's understandable. you want to do something for your community. You have the, I guess, how do they say, you're young, full of cum, or what do they say? Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
So
young, dumb, and full of cum. Yes,
exactly. So you're thinking you're doing something right,
you're
which
right.
again it is right, but like you said, maybe in a more peaceful kind of way instead
Yeah,
of
yeah,
destroying our city, which makes the city look ugly. Number one, and
yeah.
it's like you're destroying.
They are, and they are. Shout out to Chicali Batman and ACP Chemistry for coming through. Yeah, for the most part, yeah, it looks like it looks really bad on our behalf. But you know what I saw last night? I saw because last night they were protesting. Even though there's a curfew, they were still protesting. But what I did see, what that was interesting, is that there was looting. And what I liked is that some of these protesters, started yelling at the looters and started telling them like, "Hey, what the hell are you doing? Like, we're protesting.
Oh,
If you're gonna be, don't do that here." And that
that's
they
right.
pressured them and got them to leave. There's a few clips out there on Instagram where it shows them, like, getting pressured out of a restaurant that they were trying to loot. Or I think they actually did loot it. But I was very proud that a protester called him out and told him not to do that kind of stuff. Because at the end of the day, I think LA people are gonna wake up and they're gonna act out and they're gonna check these people. Because the last time when the looting like that was happening, was for the Black Lives Matter moment.
Yeah.
They were protesting, and these looters were going to the wrong neighborhood. That's how we knew that somebody was hiring these people, because they showed up here in Boyle Heights near Whittier Street, and I guess nobody told them there were gangsters there.
Mm.
But when they tried to start looting local, like, businesses there, the gangs showed up. They showed
Oh,
up and checked them. They told them, this is the wrong neighborhood, guys. They checked them. They
yeah.
checked them, and they pretty much scared them away. But anybody that's from LA knows who runs the certain streets out here. So that's how you know that somebody was hiring them, because the same thing happened in Long Beach,
Mm.
where uh, a gang member that was black, checked the looters, like, actually checked them, and also kicked them out. Again, more proof that somebody must be hiring these people, because it's odd that they didn't know that these gangs were in these areas. If you're from here, you know where the gangs are at. You just know.
Right. Yeah.
So that's what made me think, like, you're right. Somebody is more than likely hiring these people, because they're lacking the information of knowing where the gangs are at.
Yeah, and I was telling Marvelous, I was like, wouldn't it be great to actually get that on tape? Get those people that are actually like nobody knows. Like it would be great to get that side of the story of those, because we get the videos of the looting, but let's get the videos of the people that are like being put there on purpose.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
that would be bad to have.
yeah, definitely. Well, I talked about this last night as far as the Molotov guy.
Oh, okay.
That right now, from what I've seen from the far right, they're pushing the Molotov scene that happened in Paramount heavy, even though that was the second event that ICE started. The first one was here in downtown LA at the Fashion District, near a what do you call the wholesale distributor called Ambiance, and they took a lot of the employees from there. That was the first one. That was with the scene where one of their vans almost ran over a person.
Mm.
So they're working very hard to squash that first event, and then bring up the one with the guy with the Molotov. And I'm asking to myself, from what they say, this guy has a record already. Why would he? How dumb is he to go and start throwing Molotovs at federal agents? I mean, you must really want to be go to jail.
Yeah.
Not only that, but risk yourself getting blown up by in case you don't throw it right and it blows up on you.
Yeah.
So
You.
I find it makes me really wonder, like, somebody's definitely getting these people to commit these atrocities and make us look bad in the process. because it's a little odd that his own family turned him in. From what I hear,
Yeah, that
they
is odd.
they got $50,000 out of it,
Oh, oh, sounds juicy.
right?
Yeah, sounds juicy.
And it made me wonder, like, sheesh, I don't know, I don't know. This all hypothetically also. I don't know.
Allegedly.
Yeah, I mean, you got a guy with a record. You got some billionaires or millionaires out there that want to make a scene. You got politicians that want to make a scene. Why not hire a criminal to create some chaos and then promise him some money and also promise him that he won't go to jail for so long and maybe he'll take it. And his family got 50K out of the deal.
It sounds like it's worth it. It sounds like it's worth it, you know?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, they might have told him, "Oh, you'll probably do 2 to 3 years, and then your family gets 50K."
And don't worry, we'll put money in your books. You'll be good.
That
Don't worry
part.
for those 3 years. You'll be good.
That's
Right?
what that's what makes me wonder. It makes me wonder: was he planted there? Because I can't think of anybody I can't think of any criminal that would sacrifice their own freedom for a cause. Because, like I said, this guy already had a record of, I think, I don't want to say the charges because I'm not, I can't remember them, so I won't say it. But I know there were serious felony charges.
Mm, okay. Yeah, that was like a straight to jail thing. Like to something to think about, right? Like I don't
Hmm.
think you would just do that for no reason kind of thing. Unless you were getting something out of it, like you're saying. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
was it
Definitely.
ACP Chemistry says, he says 50K for 3 years. That's less than minimum wage. It had to be more than that. Mm,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's good math for sure. Yeah,
yeah,
50K.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
What's
Something
up,
to start.
Wes? Yeah, but so today I had a field day. I was trolling because I'm a troll. I don't know if you know, TC, but I'm known as a troll out here.
I know, but I enjoy it. I think it's fun. I think it's funny. Yeah.
So today was comedic because Trump's been going after all the illegals, right? Got to send them all back. They're illegals. They broke the law.
Right.
And you have all the Trumpers. Deport them all. They're all illegal. They shouldn't be here. They got no rights. Send them all back.
Mhm.
The Trumpers are on it more than Trump.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't care how they got here. Send them all back. They're taking our jobs. And for the
Something you
most
don't
part,
want. Something you don't want.
yeah, exactly. And for the most part, everything that's going on here in LA with the ICE and with the National Guard and the
It's
Marines.
horrible. Yeah.
Um, Trump had a press conference today, and one of the reporters asked him, "You said that you were going to deport the immigrants with criminal records, and those were the ones that you were going to go after. And but why did you change the course and started deporting or capturing farm workers, hotel workers, leisure workers of that field? Why did you start going after them?" So Trump says, "Well, I don't think you saw my statement that I put out this morning. The statement says that we're not going after farm workers. We're not going after hotel workers, especially the farmers, because the farm workers have a very special relationship with the farmers. The farmers feel that they're good workers, and for the most part, they are good workers. So we're not going to interrupt that relationship between the farm owners and their workers. So we're not targeting them."
Hmm.
So okay, so he started off with, "I'm deporting everyone. Doesn't matter who it is. Everyone, anybody that's illegal, all of them. They're all out." And that's why the Trumpers started pushing that same narrative. Send them all back. They all broke the law. They don't
Yes.
belong here. And now Trump comes out and says, well, not all of them.
Wait a second.
Wait, well, no. You know what? I know I said all of them, but not all of them. Just some of them are good people. We're gonna keep the good people. We're gonna so because of that, because of him making that statement, I went on all these Republican Trumper pages that were pushing that narrative. Deport them all. They're all gone.
Cool.
And I told them like, okay, guys. Well, you heard your president how he feels. You guys express your opinion. You guys want them all out. Tell me that Trump is wrong. Stand on your 10 toes and keep pushing that same narrative. And shout out to Nina America because I called him out on that. And he told me, he came with the comeback. Well, I support anything Trump does.
Anything? Everything? Hey, that's crazy. That's a
And
lot.
I told him, and mind you, no Diddy on this one. It was just a joke. It was just a joke. I told him, you better hope he doesn't order all the males in the country to turn gay. Because if that happens, I'm coming for you.
What happened to that? I thought you said you prefer that. What happened?
Right? I want to see what I want him to say. Well, if it comes to it, then all right. I support everything he says.
I wrote everything down what you said.
Yeah, and then that's what most part I was doing because a lot of these Republican Trumpers they were on all of us, and mind you, they're mostly pushing towards making fun of Democrats. I'm not a Democrat, so I got nothing in that game, and I'm happy about that. But I can't stand the hypocrisy, Like
Yeah.
you guys were really pushing. No, send them all back. I don't care. Fuck them, f them, and they deserve to go back down there. They don't belong here. They got no rights. And now your president told you, well, not all of them. We're keeping some of them.
Hmm.
Now that your president said that, well, our president, because he is my president, unfortunately. But what you guys said, that was your own opinion. That was your own personal opinion. That wasn't Trump saying that. That was you guys.
Hmm.
Trump just let you say it, what you really want to say.
Got it. Yeah. He just
So
opened the door for you. Yeah.
yeah. So because you said what you said already, and it's out there in the world, are you gonna keep that same energy now that your president left you to hang?
That's a good one. Yeah.
So yeah, okay. You know what? I do want to tap on this thing right here, which is very it could get us in trouble because YouTube has a thing about saying these countries names.
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
can they say
they
country
start
names?
messing with you if you say uh the Ismail. We'll call it Ismail,
Okay.
and then the other one we'll call it Iron. So Ismail s- struck iron. They struck iron. They launched an attack on them. As far as I know, early today, it was a massive attack from what I get off the information, and the prime minister of Ismail came out to say that he is committed to destroying the enemy, which is iron. He is committed to making sure they're completely gone. So he put it out today that he is 100% dedicated in destroying this country of iron.
So he
Uh,
completely like
he decided
declared
he called
war
it.
in a way, right?
Well, Israel is one of the countries that does carry nukes given to them by guess who?
Russia.
The U.S.
Oh, oh.
So as of this afternoon, their clips are going out that Iron has launched their jets. So where they're going and how much damage they're going to cause in the next few hours, well, we're going to find out probably by the end of the day.
That's horrible.
It is because both they're both two powerful countries, and they both have weapons that can cause a lot of damage.
Yeah.
And I am definitely I'm definitely hoping nothing horrible comes of it. I mean, maybe a few places getting blown up, maybe military sites getting blown up, but they start hitting civilian places, it's gonna be disastrous. Not that Ismail hasn't been attacking civilian places. Shout out to Gaza, but yeah. So that's what music on World Off is. Brought to the table today.
Oh, World War III. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He's saying war.
Yeah, never. I never thought like in my lifetime I would see what was happening. I mean, maybe I'm going a little bit more back. I'm backtracking, but the whole thing that's happening in LA with you guys,
Yeah,
I just never thought that I would actually like. I'm not there, but see it. I feel like that happens almost in every generation, right? When like people get
yeah,
deported, and maybe it's a political tactic just to get us to talk, to keep us distracted. You know how they do, to give
yeah,
us
yeah,
something
yeah.
to keep us busy while they do other things behind the scenes, kind of thing,
Pretty
Uh-huh.
much.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Because right now, I mean, if it wasn't for social media, we probably wouldn't have found out about Ismail and Iron.
yeah.
So that yeah, no, yeah, it's crazy, and I think you're right because it does happen every so often where the U.S. comes up with a reason to come at us
And deport a gang of us.
and
Yeah,
deport a gang of even citizens.
yeah. Like that movie La Familia. You know how they got the mom, and she's like, "Oh, I was born here."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
For that part, well, I mean, I think in that story, the husband was a citizen, and she was married to him, and she became a citizen, but they didn't care. I mean,
yeah.
even now they don't care when they stop. When ICE is out here right now stopping our people, they only see a brown face. Like, let me stop that person. And they're only in our neighborhoods. They're not in Beverly Hills. They're not in Westwood. They're not in Century City. They're not in Santa Monica City. They're not in Venice. They're all here in East LA, South Central, Cudahy, you know, Long Beach, Santa Fe, Santa Ana. They're where we're at. That's the only places they're hanging out. And then and they said no, it's not a race thing.
Even though, like you said, there's Chinese people coming in. Why don't you go to the Chinese neighborhoods? Why don't you go to the other neighborhoods?
Yep.
Like you're saying,
Yep.
yeah. Why just the Mexicans or the
Yeah.
Mexican neighborhoods? Yeah.
But they're not. Let's see. IBC says my little thought touchy situation. My little thoughts touchy situation, but can't fix wrong by doing wrong. Wish everyone the best. Yeah, well, I mean, for the most part. Let's see.
We do have to act, but yeah.
Yeah, all right, I got that. Arturo Frias says Nino America is the effect of Hispanic targeting dark skinned people. They end up with low self esteem, self hatred. Damn.
That colorism thing, it happens all over the world, right? Though, like I've seen like even people like in Asia,
Hmm.
like they
Yeah,
do like the skin bleaching and all that stuff. It seems like that colonialism thing struck everywhere in the world, right? Because everybody wants to be white. It's crazy. Here in Mexico, it's kind of a funny thing when we laugh here in Tijuana because it's like a joke that we say like it doesn't matter here. We're not racist. The cops will stop everybody. You
yeah.
can be güerito,
Hmm.
morenito. Everybody's gonna get stopped. Don't matter.
Hmm.
You can be the darkest Mexican or you can be the lightest Mexican. You're gonna get stopped.
Yeah,
But
for
you know what I
sure.
mean?
Yeah. No, I totally get that.
Yeah. Yeah.
There is equal what's the word? Equal discrimination.
Yeah. There you go. Everybody. Yeah. Everybody gets it the same.
Let's see. Chingadera says, "Ándale."
Rudy, Placencia. That's right. Órale.
Zapata Vive says, "American Zionist."
Mm.
Hmm. Let's see. Ana Zapata also says they all colonizers, just different hats. Hmm. HCP Chemistry says if Middle Eastern does not watch out, the Middle Easterners gonna end up like a raza, landless and under rule. Wow.
Mm.
Deep thoughts.
It's a good one.
Yeah, let's see. Arturo Frias says, "Is it true?" Willie D says Florida sheriff will start deleting ICE protesters. Yes, yes. He said that. He said if you attack any of his officers, he's gonna tell your family where to find your remains. That's how he worded it out.
Wow.
So if anybody tries to attack them, your remains will be sent to your no, not sent, but your family will be notified where to find your remains. He said that if any of his officers are attacked,
Wow.
I'm like, wow. Okay, so much for free. Okay, all right. Yeah, it's crazy because Ron DeSantis, I think he's the Secretary of State right now, but he was also the governor of Florida. He said that it would be legal for a driver on the street, um, if he happened to come across a protest mob, it would be legal for that driver to run them over.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
interesting.
it would be legal. You are within your rights to drive over a mob. Yeah,
Wow.
Flo-
Wow.
Florida's not playing. Florida is not playing. They're gonna delete you if you try to fight for your rights.
That's
Crazy, right?
no, that's super crazy. It seems like wow. One day to the next, I feel like all of this is happening. Like when I started seeing your little post that you were doing, not little, when I started seeing your post that you were doing about the riots, I was like, oh my gosh, it seems like from one day to the next, now this is happening. Like this is just makes you think like, what's next? Like you're saying, what's next?
Yeah,
What are they
yeah,
really trying to do? Like what is the real plan?
for sure, for sure. And that's what we're all trying to figure out.
Right? Yeah.
Zapata says all the Ukrainians they brought in and South Africaners. Yeah, yeah. We got some South Africans now that got asylum. Who would have thought the black people down there would have gotten tired of the white people that were down there? Who would have thought that would happen? I mean, Chingadera said, dumb question. So if they're deporting everyone, does that mean more job opportunity? I would think so. I mean, technically, there. I guess you would say, yeah, more job opportunities. Somebody needs to take care of rich people's kids, and somebody's got to cut the lawns. Somebody's got to paint the walls. Somebody's got to build the houses. Somebody's got to cook the food. Somebody's got to wait you. People have to work in the warehouses. I mean, etc., etc. I mean, when they say we're the backbone, we're the backbone.
Yeah.
And I don't know what is they where if that goes away, the country's gonna get crippled.
Yeah. I
It's gonna
never
be on a
seen a
whiplash.
field with white people only, like picking berries. Like all white people. I never seen that.
I've never seen that. That was
Or
it.
that.
Never
Or at any
happened. They've always had workers,
yeah.
free ones, and one that they pay pennies to.
Yeah. They need us. They just like to act like they don't.
Well, isn't it crazy that that you're right. You bring up a very good point. They've never worked the field. I mean, you would see independent farmers work a field because either they don't want to get like back then, either they didn't want to get slaves or they couldn't afford a slave. So it's interesting that that was probably the only time you'll see a white dude take care of their own fields. Other than that, you either have slaves or cheap labor. And
Yeah.
but you're right. You bring up a good point. They never really worked their own lands.
No, they just build off of our backs, our people's backs.
Our people and the black people
Yes,
back.
definitely. Yes, the blacks. Yeah.
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 Let's see. Let's see. Rudy Placencia says, "Órale, TC the G in the casa, que hubo?"
Oh yeah, I was saying hi to him earlier. Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah.
You
Hey,
saw that
hey,
one.
what's going on,
I gotta pay
Rudy?
attention. Pues says, "I'm jealous. Taco Bell boy gets to talk to TC the G." Oh, you got a fan, TC.
Let me find out. Norbert, this is how you take
Hey,
girls on dates.
hey. I
Hey, we're on
do, I
a
do.
podcast.
If they can't have me at my lowest, they can't have me at my highest.
Aw.
El Boo Boo says, "Que show." Whoa, this is the show. As you can see, we have TC the G in the house. Let's see. Rudy Placencia says, Norbies, we got to fight the fight the right way. Enough with the rioting. We as strong people, our voices loud. We a proud people. No, for the most part, you're right. You're right. We when honestly speaking, when me and Marvelous was there, we were not rioting. We were trying to. Well, Marvelous was saying had some words for the cops, and then I had some words for the cops. And for the most part, we were just speaking our minds, not trying to cause chaos. But we definitely went there to express ourselves to the police and how it was cowardly for them to be protecting the kidnappers of our community. But for the most part, we were everybody else behind us and around us was not rioting. It was only certain pockets where there were those individuals that were creating that chaos intentionally. I might add,
Mm.
probably under the orders of somebody.
Right. Yeah. That's what. Definitely. I believe that 100%. No doubt in my mind.
Zapata Vive says Rudy riots are the language of the unheard. Ooh, all right. Oh,
Oh, that's a good one.
that's a he says that's a MLK quote.
What about that guy Cesar Chavez? You know how he was not he was like almost like racist, right? Have you seen like those clips that
Oh
you know
yeah.
what I mean? Yeah, have you seen those? Like that's crazy. I never knew that. Growing up in the States, like you know how you have
None of
that
us did. None of us
right?
did.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
It wasn't until we started like looking into like the history stuff and we are like, wait a minute. He said what?
I hate that guy.
Yeah, I
Shit.
mean, for the most part, a lot of people in LA don't like him, even though he has schools named after him, even though he has murals. You ask a Chicano, they're like, fuck that guy. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, I found out not too long ago, thanks to Instagram, and I saw that clip. He was like, "Oh yeah, like deport them.
Yeah.
That's not who I'm protecting." I'm like, "Whoa,
Yeah, and
that's
that's why I always tell
crazy."
people, look, he was a union guy. He represented his union. He didn't represent his people. He
Mm,
represented
right.
a union. It's a money thing. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't a people thing. And it's crazy because a lot of people up north they take that as offense when you start saying that he was just a union guy. Because up north they feel like he was for them as a people.
They need to watch those clips to get that shit straight.
No, but that's the thing. They do watch those clips, and
They
just
do.
like the Trumpers, and that's funny because just like the Trumpers, they make up excuses for him. They do the exact same thing like Trumpers.
I don't
People
see.
that
I don't know what's going on.
and that just came to my mind right now. People that believe in Cesar Chavez are the exact same way as Trumpers. They will make up excuses even though you can clearly see that he's being racist.
Do
But
you think they're trolling, or they just have emotional? They're just not intelligent emotionally, or like just
no, no, they're serious. They're dead serious. They're just like these
crazy.
Trumpers. I mean, like that example I said about Nina America. He will support Trump in whatever he does.
They're that dumb, huh? To really like follow somebody like that, where you don't even think about it. You must be that stupid. Like you don't even think. You're not even gonna like
You won't
consider what
quite.
he's saying. Like that's crazy.
That is
It's
crazy. It does blow
blind.
my mind. It blows my mind.
Yeah.
Let's see. Who's next? ACP says El Boo Boo. El Boo Boo says free Eddie Alex Enamorado. Hey, shout out to Eddie and Alex Enamorado. He put out a phone message out into Instagram, giving support to the protesters and letting us know that he wished he was out and with us on the streets and fighting for our community.
I found out
Uh,
about Enamorado through you guys' channel. I think Tony had him on his channel.
no, no. Marvelous actually interviewed
Marvelous.
him.
Oh,
Yeah,
bueno,
he
yeah, yeah.
interviewed him. He had him on the show. One of the shows that we did, he was on there. ACP Chemistry says, if they go after farmers, there will be a food shortage.
Mm.
And for the most part, and TC, let me tell me if I'm right or wrong. I think the farm unions came at Trump and told him, "You take all of our workers, we're going to triple or quadruple the prices of fruits and vegetables, and we are all going to blame you."
Mm.
I mean, could you imagine paying $3 or $4 for an apple?
Yeah, that's hella expensive.
Yeah. I mean, we're we're all gonna end up paying organic prices.
What about those like farm? You know how some farmers were pushed out by the big corporations as well. You know, because they want to completely take over the food industry, like Tyson and all them people. You know how they're. It kind of like makes me think like something there with like you're saying with the farmers, right? But it's
Yeah.
like it's a bigger than just
Hmm. Yeah.
because. Go ahead.
No, no. I was gonna say, yeah. I'm actually not too familiar as far as the the whole business of farming.
Hmm.
So you might know more than me on that one.
I don't know too much, but what I know is that, the big corporations were out there pretty much disowning them from their lands because they want to take over the farm. They don't want them to farm on their own. They don't want them to have that power.
Yeah.
So, they started, like you said, charging them more for things that, that they need in order to take care of their chickens, whatever. They started charging them more for everything, so
Yeah.
they're not able to even push forward their own business, their farming business. So then the big
Mm.
corporation comes in and then they buy it.
They got that backup, huh?
Yeah.
Let's see. ABC says Enamorado still locked up. Yes, yes, he is still locked up, going through his court cases. And hopefully, from what I hear, one of the sheriffs that was accusing him has his own legal problems now.
Mm,
Chingadera says, I'm in the Valley 209. Chicanos here do work the fields. Tough Chicanos. That's right.
cool. That's right.
Let's see. P Dog says, bro, BLM was not met with this much overall resistance and force, and this just started. I mean, looking back, no, I don't ever recall seeing the National Guard, the Marines, uh, and plus ICE. I mean, it was mostly just police from that was interacting with the BLM protesters. But you know what? I'm glad you brought up BLM PDOT because one of the leaders of the Los Angeles chapter BLM was at the protest, has been at the protest, and I want to give shout out to the Los Angeles BLM. And I always tell people, don't look at BLM as a whole because they do have divisions, and Los Angeles has its own chapter of BLM. And for the most part, I follow them on Instagram, and they're always putting in work for the community. Always, they're always on top of it. They're always showing up, and they showed up at our protests. And definitely want to send a lot of love to BLM Los Angeles.
Black Lives Matter, right? I was
Yes.
watching the Candace Owens show the other day, like not like the other day, like probably years ago.
Really? What do you think?
Yes,
Before you start, what do you think about her? What are your thoughts about her?
I think she has a good idea about things. I just feel like she's missing some pieces of the puzzle. Like she goes deep, but doesn't really expose the big guys all the way. You know what I mean? She
Yeah.
tries to, or maybe she's not savvy to some information that we have. But
Mm,
overall, I think she's trying to bring the right message.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah. All right. All right. So
but
what were
she
you gonna say about her? That
she was saying that the BLM it was pretty much the whole movement was a fraud. That
mm,
they were just channeling the money to all of the other the rainbow people. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say
LBGTQ.
that like that. Yeah, yeah.
You mean the Peruvians because they had that flag first?
Is that right? I didn't
Yeah.
know that. That's
Yeah.
crazy. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Peru. But the LBGT, there we go.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
LBGT people, that the money was really being channeled to them,
Yeah.
and they were using it, to help push forward those messages that kids need to get, you
Oh
know,
my God. Yeah. Oh
all
no.
of those
Yeah.
surgeries, and that's
Yeah.
where really the money was being channeled to.
Wow. That's not cool. I'm not for that at all. I'm not
Yeah.
for that at all.
So she
Uh
exposed them. She made like a documentary about BLM.
oh
Yes.
yeah, yeah. I think I've heard about it. And like I said, people tend to see BLM as a whole, but it actually has chapters
Okay.
with from different cities. We got Gilbert T says TC the G is cute. You got fans, TC. You got
Wow.
fans out here. And Lulu says ABC, yeah, he's still fighting his case. Only six first says the media hit the Cesar Chavez wetback commentary. I wouldn't be
Very
surprised.
good, because I barely found it. I'm sorry.
I know, right? ABC's damn, he was defending defenseless people. They got him for messing with the mayor from the racist town. What are you talking about, ABC? Enamorado? Oh, he's talking about Alex. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That mayor was definitely trying to keep him in jail. Rudy says, Cuvo, but this is what the president wants rioting and trying to bury our people. We got to twist it Billy Graham style with integrity and with voices of power because we got it. Unity, we stand. Yeah, yeah, he's right. I like that. I mean, for the most part, I think protesting has definitely made a big difference. It's what's forcing Trump to get heavy handed with us.
Yeah.
ABC,
Do you think they're trying to send a message to the Mexican government maybe by doing that? Like,
good
you know what I
question.
mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe they're trying to get something from Mexico. Maybe they're, hey, look at how we're making your people look. Look at maybe to me it makes me think like that.
No, yeah, I mean that. No, that's a good question, and it makes sense because that they're kind of like beefing and not beefing with the
Right.
president. So, I mean, the Mexican president, I've seen that she's has spoken on it, and she's offered legal services for this side. I think she even put up a number from here in case any Mexican citizens wants to call it to get some legal help. I thought that was great, especially because it's funded by Mexico. So that's pretty cool. Let's see. Wait, did I read this? ABC says, "Damn, I guess they must stuck fake charges." I believe so. Denver Dirt Bike Squad says, "Those anyone does anyone remember in the used dog and water of the civil rights protest? Does anyone remember if they used dogs and water on? Yes, they did. They did use water hoses on the people, and they did use crap. Sorry, I got interrupted by a message. Apparently, right now there's another protest going on in downtown, and it's getting pretty serious right now.
Make sure you guys record the people that are looting and ask them who
Definitely,
sent you.
right?
Yes.
So I thought this was crazy. Let's see if I could open this and show you guys a little bit of this. Well, it's somebody that's recording on their TikTok. I don't know if you guys could see that.
Barely, because there might be green on the screen that's getting the green screen.
I think it's a tree.
Oh, okay.
But this is the
Yeah, we
footage
can
right
see it.
now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So from what I can see, that's near the federal building. That's in they're looking at Alameda and Temple Street right there. Which I'm surprised they let them in all the way there. Well, they got
Is there media
about
coverage? That's crazy.
this is a TikToker.
Oh, okay. But we're
They got about 6 minutes to get out of there because as far as I know, they haven't lifted the curfew. So they probably don't have too much time left to be there. Because from what I've seen, once the curfew starts, they start grabbing everybody. They arrested 24 people last night. The night before, they arrested 100 people.
wow.
Mhm.
And what about the celebrities that are like, that, oh, we'll get you guys out. Like, dang, that's crazy. That's only like pushing the issue more instead of helping, like,
Yeah,
yeah, it's just they're enticing us as well to do it,
that part. That part.
right? Like, oh, I'll get
Mhm.
you out. Oh, cool. Let me go do it. Like, some people are just gonna do it just to do it for fun or just to be cool.
Let's see.
That's
we
terrible.
got a troll. Chang says that lady was in my restaurant asking for 4 orders of some young guy that didn't pay.
Oh, who's that lady?
Chang also said she also ordered 2 orders of soup. Did you
Who's he
read
talking
that?
about? He's talking about me.
I don't know. I don't
Look,
know.
homeboy.
I don't. Where we talking about a lady? I don't know. But I appreciate the trolls. ABC says, Chang, stop your Maruchan eating self. Hey, Chang, you better watch out. You're getting checked already. Jesus. All right, Rudy Placencia says, last thing, gots to go stay up, Norbies, and to TC, the G, your music is pure banging fire.
Oh, thank you, Rudy. I appreciate you. That's so sweet of you.
That's right. That's
Gracias.
right. Heck yeah. El Hermano says, check this out. Two people in my own family attended protests, but they don't even respect their own parents. So what are they really protesting about? I've seen US born raza cuss out their parents. Wow, that's a good question. TC, you want to take that one?
Yeah, I think some people just want to look cool. I mean, maybe there's different facets to this, right? But to me, the main thing to me is like some people just want to do something. They're bored. They have nothing else to do. So, oh, I'm gonna go riot. Let's put it on TikTok. Let's put it on Instagram. Oh, give me my likes. It's not really like, oh, I'm really trying to do something. I'm just trying to be part
Mm,
of the hype. I'm just trying to follow the
cloud,
trend.
some cloud chasers.
Cloud chasing. Yes, exactly,
Yeah,
Norby.
yeah.
Yeah.
We saw quite a few of those out there and on social media also.
Right? Yeah. Oh, I'm part of something. But like you're saying, if they're not even treating their family right, so obviously they're not for real. They're just
Mm.
doing it for looks.
Yeah, because if they're treating their parents like shit and doing this, I'm like, You know what? It's crazy though, because when I was there were some characters that tripped me out. There was this
Mm,
one guy that was on a bicycle and he would just go in circles with it and then just stare off.
that's weird. That's
And
creepy.
that's what I thought. I was like, what the hell is he doing? Why is he just going around and looking? I'm like, what the hell?
You didn't
What?
ask him? You good? Hey, what's going on? You good?
I didn't watch that. It was weird.
You're tweaking it or what? What
Well,
happened?
it's crazy because then I saw this one guy that looked totally lost. He was just there with his hoodie, heavy set guy. Looked like he did probably need a haircut, but he was just there, just standing, like he was like taking it all in and not talking to anybody.
He's right.
And
Is this really happening?
yeah, yeah,
Right.
that's
Yeah.
what when I was looking at it, I was like,
Surreal.
okay, all right, well, that's cool, I guess, as long as he's not hurting anybody.
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind
Let's see. Chingadera says, being from up north, Cesar Chavez was for the Chicanos and the union in the 70s and 80s. A lot of Chicanos up north worked the fields. People from Mexico would work for less money. That's why says Caesar's hated.
of.
Well, yeah, 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 because
Mm.
we just want some money. We don't need a lot of. That's the thing about us that, and I spoke about this last night, that we're very humble people. We just want to be comfortable, have money for food, rent, and clothing, and a six pack.
Yeah. We're simple creatures.
We're simple creatures. Yes, that part. Arturo Frias says Candace Owens is like Nino America. Ouch. Okay.
I don't know who that is. Yeah.
He's a podcaster. He's very right winged, and he
Mm.
was the guy that said I would support Trump with whatever he
Oh,
decides
the
to
one you
do.
were saying about earlier. Okay, okay. I guess I didn't remember his name.
All right, let's see. El hermano says protesting for the raza starts at home by honoring your mother and father. You can't wave a Mexican flag and a rainbow flag too if your Mexican parents do not support that lifestyle. Interesting.
Mm.
Interesting. Okay.
That's good.
Uh all right. ABC says yes, enamorado. Okay, cool. Disco El Manopolo says this fool acting like a stray cook. Go back to Mexico. Hey, I will one day when I retire. If you're talking about me, one day I will. One day I will. I'm not a cook though. Let's get that one. Let's get that straight. I am no cook.
What does cuck
Zapata
mean anyway?
cook means when you let your chick get done by another dude in front of you.
Oh,
But
it
you
was that thing with the guy, huh? The Adam guy. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember that.
Adam
How
guy.
it how they started.
Oh yeah, yeah. Adam
¿Verdad?
Adam
Sí.
16. Yeah. Yeah, he watched his wife get ran by the biggest guy in the industry. She was never the same,
That's crazy.
right?
Yeah.
All
Is that
right.
love? Is that love, Norbies?
Huh?
Is that love?
What?
To
that
let your
cut.
girl get banged by somebody else and then just be
No,
with it?
no, no, that's not love anymore. That's just perversion. That's just like you don't even look at her that way. She's a plaything at that point. She's
What
a
about the
toy.
guys? Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say she's a toy that you just let friends borrow.
Oh, snappers. Your turn.
Pretty, it ain't no fun if the homies can't get none.
That's crazy. What about the guys that are like that want different like wives?
Or like swingers.
I don't know. Is that what they're called?
Oh,
Like
like wife swappers. Wife
that
swappers.
they want like two wives or like they want three wives. So like
Wow.
from a woman perspective, right?
For
Like
themselves.
yeah, like I want two wives. You know what
Okay.
I mean? Like from a woman's perspective, it's like some guys are like when they bring that up, it's like isn't it the same like letting you know how he's letting his girl fuck other guys? It's like now you're
Yeah.
telling me that I should let my men fuck other women. Is like I guess it might be some kind of like misogynistic thing to it, maybe or
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy because it reminds me of that line, about how guys talk about why it's not as bad when guys bang a bunch of chicks, where it's the opposite, where girls are banging a bunch of guys because they use that whole what's it called? What is it called? Starts with an M.
mm,
I don't know. What I was thinking mythology, but no, it's like a way to make an example. Anyway, they use the cup and water thing. If a guy puts his hand on a cup of water, it he could clean it off. But if a girl
a
gets
metaphor.
a metaphor, there we go. If a girl has a lot of hands dipping in that water, the water's gonna be dirty.
Oh yes, I think I saw that one. Yes, yes, yes,
Mhm.
yes. So the
So
stick doesn't get dirty, huh? That's crazy.
that's why they have douche, right?
You're not supposed to douche.
You're not
No, you're not. You're not supposed to
really
douche.
what? Why do they sell it then?
For the freaky girls, homeboy.
Wait a minute. So you're telling me if they douche, they're freaky? Is that what you're telling me?
Might feel like they're not fresh down there if they're doing douches. That
Wow,
yes, they're
that's
trying to get rid of
interesting.
whatever's going on to the extent that you're trying to do a douche.
Wow. I didn't know that. I did
It
not know that.
it disbalances your pH levels. It's not
That
recommended
part
by
right there.
doctors. Yeah.
That part right there. The pH. I recall having a woman tell me once that she uses apple cider vinegar
Inside it.
as a douche.
Oh my goodness, that's horrible.
But
It's a lot of acid.
according to her, it balances out her pH perfectly every time. I,
Okay.
I
Okay, homegirl.
right? All
Yeah.
right. Let's see. Disco El Manopolo says broads instigating a war they ain't ready for. Broads? I don't
Runs.
know what he's talking about.
Hmm.
Let's see. Did I skip a few? Yeah, I think I did. Viva Zapata says Candace Owens thinks brown indigenous are illegal. Wow, I did not know that.
Really? Yeah, she sometimes she just says some way far out stuff that I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, did I turn this shit off?
She goes fishing. She goes fishing to see where she gets bites, and if she gets a bite, then she'll pursue it
Mm,
more.
got it.
And a lot of podcasters tend to do that. That's how they try to start beefs. They'll throw out a fake rumor, and if they get a bite, they could start making content out of it.
Mm,
Arturo says next week Claudia will have a meeting with Trompas. Oh, is that right? Disco also said no. Okay, I already read that one. But Disco also says expecting men to fight for.
dot
Okay.
dot dot.
Yeah. Big Rube says TC the G. Eye emojis. Looking emojis. Hey, you're getting fans up in here. All right. That's
Dang,
what's up. That's what it's all about.
bravo.
Chingadera says, when I got in trouble in life, nobody cared for me, so I don't protest. Dispensa.
Hey,
I get that.
hey,
I
whatever
get
you
that.
feel, homeboy.
I get that. You know what? I'm me myself. I'm a person, and I don't know about you, TC, but I'm a person that that I don't like asking for help. I don't.
Mm.
I'm not that person that goes out of their way to ask somebody, "Hey, can you help me out with this?"
Because you're a
It could,
man, or you think is that?
no, no, it's just in me. Like I
Mm.
don't like counting on people. I like, and then I like to be able to do it myself all the time.
Mm. You like to be self-sufficient.
That, yeah, 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 I do.
Mm.
And I don't like owing people, so I rather do it myself.
Mm.
So it's taken me a long time to get to the point where, like, you know what, I do need to work with other people, and I do need to accept help. It took me a while for that because I was always like that. I was always like, I got to do it myself. I can't. I
Is it
I
a
can't.
perfectionist something or?
No, no, no. It's just that I don't like bothering people. I feel like I'm bothering people if I'm asking for
Oh,
help.
yeah.
Honestly, that's how I feel. I feel like I'm bothering them. And so I'd rather not bother someone with my shit and let me deal with it. Although some people do get offended by it, by me, denying the help. What about yourself?
I used to be like that, like what you're saying as well. Like I didn't want people to help me out of a pride thing. I'm thinking for myself personally, like I just
Mhm.
me, I can do it. But after a while, I have noticed that maybe this quote changed my outlook on that because it was like you also have to give people the opportunity to feel useful. It makes them feel good as well to help you to if they're asking it's because les nació it's like from their heart, you know.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
when you're saying no, it's kind of like you're shutting them down a little bit, you know,
yeah.
and they're good efforts for you kind of thing, you know.
All right. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I get that. All right. All right. Pues says, I'll burn a car so TCG can notice me and DM me. Dang.
Uh-huh.
You got people breaking laws here, vandalizing. Javi Cabez 13. I hope I'm saying that right. It says, does she know what a riot is? TC, do you want
Yes,
to answer that?
yes, I do know,
There you
of
go.
course, yeah.
Chingadera says, I think it's all a money think, even HSI, FBI, eyes getting paid overtime than the people going live on YouTube getting good views. Uh,
Oh, overtime, wow.
no, you're right. I mean, and that was one of the things I was telling the cops when I was scolding them that on the protests. I was telling them, like, you guys are really doing all this for overtime.
Mm.
Like, you guys are really willing to protect people that are kidnapping fathers, mothers, just for overtime. Let's see. Big Rube says, Norby's, I like that Red Hot Chili Pepper shirt. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Oh yeah.
They're the hometown band from LA. I gotta always rep. They're from here, born and raised. Uh El Bubu says, was Lefty Gunplay really supporting, or was he just cloud chasing on video? Have you seen
Cloud
that one,
chasing.
TC?
I'm sorry.
Okay, there you have it, folks. There you have it. TC
Tell him to
said
put on
it.
the pipe.
Just
Tell him to put on the pipe. Then he can be a freaking voice for us. You know, that's not a
yeah.
voice for us if you're doing tweak, homeboy. I'm sorry.
Facts, facts,
Yeah.
facts. And it's crazy because I think that rapper Doughboy 909, I think that's his name. He put it out there. He put it out there where he's telling, like, I don't like these rappers and people going out to these protests and laughing it up and taking pictures and doing promo. Like, if you're really fucking with it, well, and this is his words, pick up a rock and start throwing that shit.
Mm.
I really, be part of it. Don't just look like you're having fun. That this isn't a funny situation. This is a very serious situation where families are getting destroyed. And here you have a rapper and other people with them just laughing it up like they're having a great time. And for me, it's wrong. Jedi
They're
says,
probably
what?
getting paid for that. They're probably getting paid to push that message. Like, don't think it's serious. It's not that serious, guys. You know.
Oh, that part. Yeah, that's a good point. Jedi says, what is love? Ooh. Now, I don't like that he's asked that question because that's a marvelous question. And
Aw.
my memory with all the stuff that Marvelous talks to me about is horrible. So I know he has a thing, a way to describe love, but I'm at a loss.
What does
I'm
love mean to you, Norbies? What do you need to feel loved from a woman?
From a woman.
Yes. Like, what does she need to do for you? Oh, yeah, this she loves me.
Uh, hug me,
Oh,
hug me.
that's basic. Yeah.
It sounds very low, not too much, but I think a hug. I think because you know what, I like to think a lot of guys don't get hugged enough.
Oh, snappers. That's
I
crazy.
I feel like that's well, I feel like that's one thing in our culture that's missing. I don't know if it was the same for you, but I think there was definitely a lack of hugs throughout our childhood,
Yes, I
and I
hear
think
you.
and I think if when we do get it, we really feel it in a way.
Oh, snappers. That's
Yeah,
sad. A little
and
bit, Norby. I'm so sorry that you guys go through that. That's horrible.
well, I mean, and I'm glad you brought that up too because somebody I follow posted and this month is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. And
Mm,
this lady that's a guy that now this lady that pushes male positive male facts put out a post where it put that about more than 470 self deletions happened in the first half of 2025, and from what I saw it was 70% of them were males
damn.
out of 477K. That's a lot of males that self-deleted.
Yeah, I have read something like that as well. That is, suicides are, or I'm sorry, deletions.
Self-deletion,
Yeah,
self-deletion.
self deletion. They're more common amongst men,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
very interesting. Yeah.
You wouldn't think so, but yeah, yeah. For the most part, the numbers say that it's definitely more men. Mr. Sister says Norby 1991 look for work. What? 1991 looking for work. Norby 1991 looking for work. Interesting. That's a good year. Boo Boo says disregard what I said. We shouldn't pay attention to this person. Okay, Boo Boo. Well, too late. We already got into it. Chingadera says, I do believe in righteous and treating each human equal, whether gay or poor or illegal. I mean, I would go as far as saying there is no one illegal, in
Mm,
my opinion. But TC,
right.
what are your thoughts on that?
No, yeah. I think that's the basic transactional, I guess, for us to get along with each other, right? Like you had to treat each other with respect, and I think it also comes down to our humility,
Yeah,
understanding that nobody's above us, nobody's below us. We're all the same. We all have a journey to travel, of course, and we all have experiences that are different. We all have different things that we're strong at. But at the end of the
definitely.
day, we're all brothers and sisters,
Yeah,
we're all part of the same earth whole thing.
yeah, exactly. No, you're right about that. We're definitely together like that. All right. Zapata says Muslims. Nope, he says metaphor.
Oh, the word that you were looking for.
I'm barely catching up to those messages. Zapata says master key to a lock is a shady lock. Oh, oh yeah, that's right. Um, I think he was talking back about we were talking about what the water cup thing. Master key to a
Oh,
lock, a shady lock.
oh, yeah, 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 yeah,
Mr. Sister says, stay sexy, my friends. Hey, that's right. Pues sí, pues says Norberto better not get a smooch or I'll unsubscribe for a whole day. Hey, all right, all right. Gabriel 650 says, Shorty, beautiful, washanin. I think that was towards you.
yeah. Are you sure?
No, I'm not sure. It might, it might be. Mr. Sister
Sorry.
says Norby's a strong black man. Wow. Okay.
Oh,
All
snappers.
right. Call me brother Norby's. Pues says someone once told me denying help is denying their good karma.
Mm.
Oh. You see, this is what I love about this audience right here. That they're very knowledgeable, they're thinkers, and they got something to to offer to the table.
Wise. Wise of him.
SMX, it's been a while. SMX, you make Raza look ignorant. That's exactly what I expect him to say. SMX, he's a well-known hateful troll. He's the hateful troll where there's a lot of different trolls. There's the trolls that try to use facts to roast somebody, and then you have the creative trolls where they'll just say the most random things and somehow some way it makes sense. And then you have the hateful trolls like SMX where they just push a negative comment to troll somebody.
And he has the Trump as his icon.
He does. Because then it says at least Lefty was out there on one. Well, okay. Well, yeah,
So was everybody else. Gracias.
that part too. Let's see. SMX, Zapata says SMX. He stands with the pueblo. Can't say that for many who claim raza. Yeah, you're right. I do definitely stand for the pueblo. Chingadera says if Lefty was not out there, we would say why Lefty ain't out there. If he's out there, we say he cloud chasing. Que no. Oh, TC, you want to take that one? Let's go with that one.
I wouldn't ask why he's not out there. I wouldn't care he was out there because what is he gonna help for us with? Like, okay, gracias, you're here. We're like a lot of us here. Can he do something else? He should do a message. That would be a real help. Go on your platform and talk about the message.
Ooh, okay, all right.
If you really want to help us out, homeboy. You
You know
know?
what? I think you answered my part also. So we're gonna go with what TC said because I couldn't have said it better myself. Zapata says loyalty. There you go. It's a nice day. Says mouth flowers.
What does that mean?
Mouth flower. I don't know, but I do have cotton mouth. I don't know why.
You smoked?
No, no,
No.
that's the thing. I don't. I did, but I don't anymore because I just don't have time anymore. Oddly enough. Zapata
That's
says,
good. Yeah.
right?
Yeah, you're busy now. Great.
Zapata says, if anyone's illegal, it's the pilgrims. Hey, there you
Right.
go. There you go.
Right. Yeah.
Pues says, Norby's, look up what it said on the Statue of Liberty and share thoughts, if any. Let's see. Let's see. What it says on the Statue of Liberty? What does it say? Sorry. Does it say on the statue liberty? Okay, let me look that up. Okay, I'll read it. I'll read it right now, and it says, according to Google, because that's what I just pulled up. I don't know if it's right, but it says, "Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. The wretched the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, tempest tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door, the Statue of Liberty, Ellis Island Foundation, Inc." Okay. All right. That's like saying that it's accepting everyone to come over there. Everybody that, I guess isn't loved or liked.
Hmm.
I'll
Interesting.
take you. I'll take you. That's what the Statue of Liberty is saying. I'll take you. If they won't take you, I'll take you. Come here to the US.
Mm.
All right. It's a nice day. Oh, well, what do you think about those words, TC?
Those are nice words, but can they put them to action? Yeah.
Oh, that part. Okay, all right. It's a nice day. Says just say the self delete. Be a man. Stop walking on eggshells for these corporations. I can't because you know what? If they mark it, then it won't get shared. That's the problem. It won't get shared, and what we're doing here, only a handful of people are going to see it instead of because YouTube thinks it's not appropriate to share it. So if we say those words, YouTube is not going to share it, and for the most part, we want people to see this conversation.
We had to play the game a little bit.
Exactly
Yeah,
that
we had to
part.
play the game. Yeah.
Until somebody like Trump makes a YouTube thing, and they
The
say
Mexican.
anything.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Well, yeah, there you go.
Right.
Nipsey one says, one day out in the fields. Okay. Bubu says, I agree with what you said, TC. We are not above or under anyone. Oh. Jedi says, what do you think about AI taking over jobs? Should there be some sort of universal basic income to help people out of work? Tech is obviously moving faster than the government. TC,
Mm.
you want to take that one?
Yeah, that is a good question, and I have never even thought about that. But that seems like a good plan. If the AI is going to take over, then we should definitely have some kind of money going for those people that are going to lose their jobs. That's a backup. I mean, that makes sense what you're saying. Definitely. And again, I never thought about this.
Now, do you see a field that where AI might take over?
A field
A field of a type of job that AI could possibly soon take over.
like maybe health, like doctors, surgeons.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm thinking, yeah.
Okay, you know it's interesting that he has that Jedi, and shout out to Jedi for asking that question because last night I spoke.
Good questions.
I think I talked to Raider Rich. I think that's his name, Raider Rich. I said to him that AI will soon take over teachers because
Mm,
imagine the way a class is now. All the students get an iPad, right? And have you ever used AI, TC?
I have used AI.
Yeah, you see.
Have you used Chat GPT? Have you used that?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so you see how it works, right? It could write something for you.
Mhm.
Have you ever used it to actually teach you something, like let's say certain a math formula?
I have not. I have not used it.
Okay, well, it can do that for you. Not only can it do that for you, but it can if you don't understand it, it will keep rewriting itself to a point where you'll be able to understand what it's trying to teach you.
Mm.
Now let
Rewarding.
Yeah, yeah, it'll reword it to where you'll finally understand it. It'll work with you. Now,
Wow.
if you can you imagine if classes and each student gets their own AI teacher where it starts asking the student questions and it starts forming its own curriculum based on how the student can learn. I mean, I'm saying that each student will have their own personal teacher to teach and to grow with the student so that they'll be able to learn and absorb the information like everybody else, just different.
That seems very beneficial.
Yeah, I mean, because we all know that one it's very difficult for one teacher to teach 30 kids, you know.
Hmm.
I mean, when I was in high school, I remember one of my classes, which was geometry, had about 55 or 60 students in one class.
Wow. Yeah, in
to,
LA, right? Yeah.
to like a super old Filipino teacher.
Aw.
Nobody learned that semester. Nobody learned. Everybody
Oh.
was just creating chaos and just it was bad. It was pretty bad. We got ese filosofo said SMX is a bot. Okay. Chingadera says at Jedi, yes. Nipsey one says he should work out in the fields in Oxnard for a day. A ver qué.
Mm.
Who?
Right?
I think Trump, or somebody, one of these Trumpers should. You know why? You know why I say that too? Because Nino America made a video saying that it's a lie that to say that illegals are the hardest working people in America. I worked the oil fields for 10 some plus years. Nobody works harder than me. And I told them there too. I told them, well, bro, look at the mirror. You're one of them. Look at your schedule. You're one of them, bro. Of course you work as hard and not harder. You are one of them. And then his supporters go, no, he's not one of them. He's not a Mexican. He's not that. He's not part of that nationality. I'm like, I'm not saying he's part of that nationality. I'm saying that's his race. That's why he works just as hard and not harder than them because that's his literally his race.
Right.
And they're just giving me this whole no, he's not a Mexican. He's a hardworking American. That's what he is. I'm like, okay, all right, guys, all right,
Whatever makes you feel better.
exactly.
Thinking
They did,
about
uh-huh.
hardworking Mexicans here in Mexico, A
Yes.
lot of them, the hard, like the really hard working Mexicans, are the ones that go to the states. Here in Mexico, laziness is a thing here. Like literally, honestly,
Really?
yes, it is. Even when you go to the stores and things like that,
Yeah.
the customer service thing, right here, they don't have the customer service thing. They act like they don't need you. It's like they act like they don't need your money. So I'm like,
Really?
wow, that's crazy. The
Like
real
what kind
hard,
of what kind of stores did you experience that in?
and the majority of them, it's like a culture here. They don't have that hustle. They don't have that hustle culture
They don't
like
have
in
the
the
thank you,
states.
come again. They say, all
Yeah,
right, here you go. Get
like
the
more
fuck out of
money. Give
here.
us more money. No, they're like,
Hurry up. We got another
"Ah,
person, sir. Get out of here.
yeah, this is not my store. I don't give a shit. Fuck Walmart."
Ah, okay. Well, that's something I don't think I didn't know that, and I think a lot of people out here did not know that either. Thank you
Yeah.
for sharing that.
Yes. No,
Uh,
of course. It
let's
makes
see.
sense. They're after the American dream. I mean,
Yeah,
they're after
yeah.
that. Yeah, and they go over there.
Well, how do you feel that people are now saying the Mexican dream?
The Mexican dream has become is the same as the American dream. It seems
Is
like
it
we're just copying it.
really? So
Yeah.
is that a thing over there now that they're actually people are actually because I know I saw somewhere in the news, somebody in Mexico actually saying no, it's the Mexican dream now. That's what's good. That's the trend now.
Yeah, but the Mexican dream, it's the same thing. It's the money thing, and I think it's a global thing. They're making that a global thing. But yes, Mexico is starting to adapt to those U.S. practices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Chingadera says, you guys think Mexico would make Mexico great and create more jobs opportunities? They have a lot of land. TC?
They're definitely investing in Tijuana, and I've heard
Really?
Trump a lot, a lot. Tijuana is like almost looking like some nice place versus when I got here. It's completely different now, and you can tell there's investors and I even heard Trump a couple of times speak about how Tijuana is like this fast growing city. So it makes me think. I think Tijuana is going to be a key piece in whatever they're planning at this point because they're investing too much money,
Yeah.
and it's never for no reason. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, I mean it's a good location. I mean it's not that far from the U.S. and it's
Mm.
people like going there. Uh, it's interesting that you brought up Trump because if I recall history, there was one time in Mexican history where the government took away property from Americans, and Trump was one of those victims where he lost his hotel property when the government decided to take away American properties because only Mexicans can own Mexican property. So I thought that
Oh,
was funny.
yeah,
I
I
know
think I saw that.
you remember hearing about that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I thought
Yeah.
that was interesting too. Like, okay, now you want to come, yeah, and you have Mexican land. That's weird. Yeah.
Yeah. Chingadera says that way my Mexican brothers don't got across. I definitely feel that a lot less Mexicans are crossing the border now. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot less are crossing over because yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I don't know if you've seen YouTube and TikTok. There's a lot of Mexican people there that are on there and they're making American money
Mm,
just showing us their world and they're getting millions of subscribers, millions of followers, and it's insane that how much they're growing over there. They don't have to come here. They're making their own money there either by being on YouTube or being on TikTok or even being on Instagram. They're making bank.
yeah,
And it's crazy because they always show us like the most beautiful places there and we're just here in the city thinking that they live in a third world country.
yeah. That's what the media portrays, right? That's how they
Yes.
portray it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, fuck, I wish I could fucking be there in the mountains eating healthy, organic food.
Mexico is beautiful. It's beautiful.
It is. It really
Beautiful.
is. It really is. Luana Z says, love is a word. You give it meaning. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Take care of and give back the things that were provided for you. That goes both ways. Always much love and respects. What do you think, TC?
Yeah, that makes sense. You give it meaning yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that
I
message.
guess in the sense you manifest it some way, somehow, some way.
Yeah. You
Uncle
give what?
Linus,
Yeah. I'm
Uncle Uncle Lino says that Norby's what up? What's up, Uncle Lino? And that's the real Uncle Lino. Just to let you guys know, only the real Uncle Lino shows up here and every other podcast that I'm affiliated with.
Mm,
Because there's a lot of fake Uncle Linos out there. I don't know if you know, but there's like maybe four fake Uncle Linos. The guy right here on this live chat, he is the real deal. He is 100% genuine Uncle Lino.
Uncle Lino.
Hey, Chingadera says I'm not a Lefty Gunplay fan. I think his music sucks. He's racist against North Raza, so f him.
Yeah, we could
Interesting.
definitely put a better person up there. Like, come on,
Oh yeah, yeah,
we can definitely. We
for
got, yeah,
sure,
you know what I mean? Yeah.
for sure. Chingadera says a field AI can take over is the DMV. Oh yeah, yeah, it
Right.
could.
Yeah.
I think it kind of is already. It's getting there. You ain't
What's
gonna
that
see them
line?
big. You ain't gonna see them big ladies back there no more. No offense to my beautiful big ladies at the DMV.
Oh, we
That
love you
somehow, some way always help me out when I'm there. Ese
because you're
filosofo,
sweet.
hey, I try to be. Ese filosofo says Ese Max likes bestiality corn.
I wait.
Wow, extra points for the creativity. Uncle Leo says, El Bubu, orale, G. Good to see you in the chat room. That's right. Nipsey one says, Do we see a purge in the works, people? TC, you want to take that one?
Do we see a purge? That seems right. That seems right. I can't help but think about the Agenda 2030. You know, have you guys
Oh, that's what it was called. I thought it was called Agenda 2025 for some reason.
the Agenda 2030 where they're gonna really like try to take over, everything, and I guess they're trying to what I'm understanding is the purge is leading us to that. You know.
I mean, they're gonna have to because for the most part, we're having too many babies, and they're not.
Mm,
They don't. They're either gay. They're either becoming too gay. Too many of them are becoming gay, and or too many of their women are becoming lesbians, or some of the lesbian, not lesbian. Some of the women are becoming so feminist they don't want to have a child.
yes. I even have friends that say that, like, oh, I don't want to have children, or they're scared. They're scared to have children. They think that they can't afford it, which is horrible, because that's a message that the media also throws
Yeah,
at us, like the
I
world
got.
is so abundant. We have enough resources to take you have enough resources, I mean, as a whole, right?
Yeah,
Take care
yeah,
of our children. It's just that they're controlling things.
yeah. That part right there. That
Right?
part.
Yeah.
Let's see. Nipsey one says AI can detect IQ. Oh,
Hmm.
that's
That's
good.
wow.
That's
That's
good to know.
that's very deep in the mind. I don't want
Yeah,
to
right.
that kind of
That's
power.
what, that's why I say. This is why I love the audience because they add to they know how to add to the conversation.
Thank you guys. Yeah.
Ese filosofo says Lefty Gunplay uses Chat Beat 2. Chat Beat 2 it.
Hmm.
Hmm. Only 64 says, damn, sick fool. And Boo says, Uncle Lino, good to see you here, OG. That's right. Only 64 says, delete your skin color, my boy. LOL. Zapata Viva says, they call it the American dream because you have to be asleep to believe it.
Ooh. Yes, exactly.
Marvelous, quote unquote. Ah,
Ah.
Marvelous said that last night. I think no, no. Was it last? No, no. 2 nights ago, he said that in the last live we were on, and I recall him say, "Oh, I don't know if he said it or he read it, but Marvelous, he's in the house, so he let us know."
Yeah,
Iron
Marilyn.
Hombre,
Woo,
Iron Hombre says Trump lost in court today. California will now take back control of California National Guard. Yes, yes. I'm glad you brought that up. The governor was super eager to share the news that he won the case where the court made a decision and put it in paper that Trump actually broke the law. He broke the laws, and that's another thing I'm going to use on these Trumpers. How I'm gonna ask them, how do you feel knowing that a court has officially on record said that the president has broken the law? I wonder how they feel.
To me, that makes me feel a little fishy about that, though, because now it's like the government is going against even the president. So
Yeah.
It's like, is Trump doing trying to do good, or is enough to the point that the government is trying to get him out?
I don't trust either side. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
exactly. It's a funny thing right now. Yeah, definitely.
Marvelous mind says you're both fired. You canceled me for TC the G. That's it. You both fired. I'm gonna expose you, Norbis.
You're
and,
canceled. What?
and that's because I think I was gonna do a show with him. He had requested, but I told him I can't, bro. I'm gonna do it with TC. We're gonna have to do it the next day.
You canceled on me last week because of Marvelous. You
There
remember?
you
Yeah, 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 yeah.
You're right. Marvelous. There you go. I canceled her for you last week. Now it's her turn. I mean,
Gracias.
but also
Just
stay
kidding.
tuned tomorrow. We will be having the oldie show on Marvelous Minds channel, and it's gonna be a great show. We're gonna have a lot of fun. We're gonna play some really dope oldies. Well, he's gonna play some really dope oldies, and I'm just gonna be there to enjoy the music.
I love that show.
Thank you.
Love it.
Me too. Uncle Lino says a lot of Americans that are retired have built homes of their own and live in Mexico. And
Yeah,
I like to think I like to think that's part of the American dream. I like to think that when they come here, that's the hope and the goal that they make enough money to build their home back home in Mexico and then just retire. What do you think, TC?
that's the goal. But a lot of them don't even come back. That's
Yeah,
the thing. Yeah, that's the goal.
yeah. That they uh they have families,
Yeah.
and that
The
that that
widows come over here though. The widows are out here buying. They're doing exactly that. They're buying houses over here, and they're over here retiring in Mexico.
really,
A lot
yeah,
of widows. Yeah, a
it's
lot of
crazy.
them.
It's crazy. One time I was at the border waiting in line to cross back to the US, and I saw like the biggest widow, like super buff, crying his eyes out with his shoes in his hand. With one shoe in his hand. He was just crying the whole while we were all just there waiting in line. I found out that that the cops got him, and I don't know what they did to him, but they made this big guy, this big buff guy, cry in front of everybody, waiting to get back into the U.S. I
Wow.
mean, are you familiar with any stories like that where the cops just beat the shit out of somebody?
No, no, not like that. No, seeing
Mm.
somebody cry and things like that. No.
Yeah, I was like, damn, they beat this fool. Oh, this was crying like a fucking kid. And now
That
let's
dude
see.
was just a pussy, probably. Because if you're that big, come on,
I,
buddy. You shouldn't
that's
be
what I'm saying.
crying, buddy. Come on. What's going on? You need
Ask
a hug?
Angel, Ask Angel says, as advanced as AI is, it will know the exact origin of where DNA came from. Oh, all right.
Wow, that's like God kind of knowledge.
No, no. He corrected himself. I guess there was an auto correcting. He
Mm,
put an asterisk. He says, will not know. As
okay.
advanced as AI is, it will not know the exact origin of where DNA came from. You're gonna have to elaborate on that, Angel. Uncle Lino says, Marvelous Minds, Cubo G. And Marvelous Mind says, Uncle Lino, what up, homie? My respects all the way, bro. Risky Business says, pendejos are asking for solutions to immigration issues. The solution was not voting Donald Trump into office. Oh,
Hmm.
I guess.
Did we vote for him though? Hmm.
Well, I didn't vote
Who
for him.
chose him?
I voted third party. I was like, hell, I told myself a long time ago, I'm never voting Democrat or Republican. I'm only voting third party. Like that. I don't want that shit on my conscience.
Yeah. So what do you put on there? Third party? There's like a little box for third party.
Yeah, there's usually other names
Mm,
that because they don't have enough money for marketing or for promotion. You don't hear it. They just do enough to pay to get their name in there because everybody has to pay and have a certain amount of signatures to get their name put on the ballot.
hmm.
And for the most part, they run out of money by then because it's pretty expensive, and it's expensive to get all those signatures, and it's expensive to fill in the form and get your name in there.
Mm.
Wi-Fi says feminism is killing the birth rate. Oh, okay, TZ, that's you right there. You that's your question. Go for it.
Yeah, I don't agree with feminism at all. I love men, so that's like completely for me. That's completely out of the question. Like, how can you think that we don't need men? Like, we need men a lot. We need them for a lot of things, you
Mm,
know. So that makes no sense. I mean, feminism. I think feminism has its place. It has its
mm,
place. Maybe in the South, like in Mexico, all the way in the South, where there's a lot of machismo.
yeah,
Maybe some feminist bitches are needed down there so they can balance things out. But right here in the city where things are, we're kind of like gearing to like, you know, equality and things like that. I
yeah,
think right here,
yeah,
you're not needed here anymore.
yeah.
Kind of thing. Like we're good right here. But yeah, just the whole message with feminism, I don't agree with it. I love men, so I don't.
Hey, that's
Yeah,
right. And we
yeah.
love women. Zapata says the poorest places have the most children. Interesting,
Yeah, because
interesting.
they don't have a busy life like we do.
So they just getting busy.
Yeah, just living life.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Lino says Marley's Minds, Parasines. Marley's Mind says it's okay. TC can have my spot anytime. All love and respect. Hey.
Thank you. Yeah.
Nipsey one says hologram in the work holograms in the works people.
Like the
Holo-
Tupac one, right?
Holograms in the works. Oh, he's making a statement. Holograms in the works, people. Okay.
I heard that's what they do too with that. I heard. I mean, not heard, but seen on the internet that that's what they're doing. Like they're projecting like the aliens in the sky. It's not really them. They're just trying to like.
I think Marvelous calls that Project Blue Beam. I think that's what he
Mm,
calls it.
oh, okay.
But it's crazy. I'm glad you brought that up because, especially with that Tupac thing, I haven't seen anybody do that lately. Like they only did it 1 year and then they said, "Hey, yeah, we're not doing this anymore."
Yeah, that's funny. Because
Yeah,
it's a
right.
good. It's a good, visually. It looks good for them not to keep doing it.
I've never seen it personally. I've only seen like the clips. I don't know if it actually looks real.
I mean, I'm more referring to the wow factor. Like
Oh,
that's something
okay.
to like wow
Yeah.
people with and attract their attention and get money from, kind of thing.
Definitely, definitely.
Right?
No, no, it's crazy, and it reminds me of like how they control drones now, like a lot of
Mm,
them, to move in
synchronization. Yeah.
synchronization. There you go.
Hmm.
ABC says I wouldn't cancel the G. Hey, all right, my bad. He's talking about the marvelous and you, and then me canceling one and then canceling the other.
Oh,
Jedi says since there should be no borders or lines on a map, who should run the world? AI? TC, go for it.
I think it wouldn't be like a big. It would be by neighborhoods. We would have to manage ourselves by sections, like we've been doing. Since the beginning of time. It wouldn't be like run the whole world because that's impossible. That's what they're trying to do. I think, right? They're trying to run the whole
Mm,
world, but it's never
yeah,
been. It's been like
yeah.
neighborhoods, communities.
For the most part, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So you're saying that we should go back to a tribal state where we have tribes in different areas.
Yeah, something like that, which, I think we kind of still do, right? Like different cities and, it's still different. I guess we're drawing lines that way by having different cities.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I guess that's our community.
Uh, I don't know about the whole world. I definitely, for me, this side, these two continents, I think each continent should have its own like chief or president for the entire continent. And I say
But,
that because if we open up these borders, you know, the government agencies, they're gonna go after the narcos, and they're gonna have to go after the drug dealers. The Mexican government will go after the drug dealers here and the people that are, and the US companies that are selling the weapons to Mexico.
mm,
I think I think that's what would happen. I think they would all start cleaning each other out, and then somehow, some way, it'll work itself out. And then South America, we don't hear nothing about South America. We don't really hear too. I mean, I don't know about UTC, but I don't get too much information from down there, so I don't know the entire situation. I don't even know how many actually countries are down there.
Mm.
I mean, I couldn't name them all if I tried.
A lot of people from down South America, they actually immigrate to Mexico too. Like there's
Really?
a lot of people here that from Peru, from Salvador, Colombia. There's people that come here too. Not just, when I saw that, I was like, oh wow, so it's not just the states, you know. And
Well,
I
I
guess
heard.
because their country is less fortunate
Yeah,
than ours, it made me
yeah,
realize, wow, so Mexico is not. It's not like that. If people are even coming over here from other places, you know.
yeah, yeah. That I heard that there's a lot more Jamaicans over there. Is that true?
Haitians from
Haitian.
Haiti.
Oh, they're Haitians.
Hmm.
Oh, okay, okay. So not
A,
Jamaicans.
a lot of Haitians, like there's, when was it, like a couple of years ago, a lot of them were coming. A lot of them, they haven't been
Really?
coming anymore. Yeah, it's like there's even sections now here in Tijuana that they have like their own little like apartments,
Yeah.
and it's all Haitians.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So they're taking some neighborhoods now. Is it positive for the most part right now? They're
it's
not.
positive. It's positive because you don't really see too many like Haitians like begging for money. For the most part, they're working. You know, they're trying to make a living. So
Okay, okay,
yeah, so I
good.
have noticed that. Yeah.
All right. Shout out to TJ. ABC says salute to Marv's. Wi-Fi says they're deporting Americans from Mexico. Believe it or not, they're deporting Americans. No, I believe it. I believe
Yeah,
it.
me too.
Yeah, I think the president said that she's looking into everybody that's overstayed their visa and sending their asses back to America. Jedi says Norby's popular as food. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that don't like me right now. Marvelous Mind says I should run the world. Jedi. NA. Just kidding. What does NA stand for? I'm not
Nah,
that
just
cool.
kidding. I'm thinking. I don't know.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Marvelous Mind says ABC, my respects. Nipsey one says deport the expats. Patriots?
Who are those?
Expats. Nipsey one, let us
Expats.
know who the expats are. Zapata Vive says salute. ABC says likewise. Iron Hombre says I voted independent. That's right. El Bubu says presidents that have broken the law: Andrew Johnson, Ulysses S. Grant, Warren G. Harding. I was about to say, wait a minute, what? Warren G. Richard
Oh, of
Nixon,
course. Yeah.
Ronald Reagan, Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, George W. Bush. I think qualifies as well.
Wow, I was not aware of that. El Boo Boo.
Look at it, Boo
I
Boo
don't know.
dropping that knowledge, dropping those facts.
Oh, so Donald Trump is not the exception. Got it.
Mm.
Mm.
Jedi says, Marvelous, you already do. James Brown said so. Oh, okay. All right. All right. I see where he's getting that from. P Dog says, presidents are won by campaigns and campaigns cost money.
Investors, yeah.
Yeah, no, for the most part. Yeah, it's true.
Sponsors, yeah.
Yeah, you need that money for that promotion, for the marketing. It's true. You need a ton of money. You need millions of dollars to become a president. That's crazy. Nipsey once says, "Quit voting for the colonizers." Hey,
Hmm.
hopefully soon enough we get more raza in these positions of power. Even though Marley says, it doesn't matter because the Roman Empire's pretty much calls a shot. I like to think locally we could still put our people into power and then locally make changes. Because honestly, I mean, whatever happens in Nevada and Arizona, and much love to them, but for the most part, I'm more concerned with what happens in California and Los Angeles. I mean, much love to all the cities out there and all the counties, but me
Yeah, you
personally,
should.
and I think everybody else would feel the same way, right?
Yeah, you have to take care of yours first before you can start thinking of the outer world. Take care of
Definitely,
yours
definitely.
first. Yeah.
Ugly says El Bubu, you're absolutely right, 100. Rudy Placencia, my bad. Have you heard of No King's Day? That protest is coming. Norby's like, what the f? They're going to stop the U.S. Army 250th birthday. Have you heard about that, TC?
I have not.
Okay, so Trump, I guess Now I don't know if this is true that it's gonna be on his birthday also, but he's gonna have this parade, military parade, where they're gonna show the all the types of all the divisions of of the military, Navy, Air Force, Marines. They're gonna all march down. They're gonna show off the tanks. They're gonna show off the missiles. All the while Trump is sitting right there in his throne chair watching the show. A lot of people want to say that it's going to be reminiscence to Hitler when he had his parade, his military parade, and now present time you have our president doing that type of show also.
Wow. And then Elon Musk with that thing, right? With his
Oh, the Roman salute, yeah, yeah,
remember
no, that's definitely the Roman salute.
the Nazi shit? Yeah.
Yeah, you know it's crazy. You know, I most people I don't know if most people know, but I do have a kid, and he had asked
You
me a
do?
question. Yeah,
Wow. What's
he
his
has.
name?
I don't want to say.
Okay,
I
okay.
keep that one private. But
Okay, okay. No, no.
for the most part, he asked me like he asked me, Dad, well, why is it that so many politicians are pedos?
Wow.
I was like,
A good question, son.
that's a good question. Let's look it up. And I told him, but let's look at the politics of it all. Like
Mhm.
you see, and I point this out a lot. Look at the buildings; they're all Roman architecture. So let's go back and see how the Romans were back then. And
Mm.
we saw this video on YouTube where it explained the how the Romans, the politicians in Rome, practiced a lot of homosexuality, and it was a thing for them. It was popular. They did it. You weren't somebody if you weren't gay, but they didn't call it gay. They had another word for it, and I totally forgot the word for it. Uh, Man, that was a weird ass word. But anyways, they explained the whole story how that was part of their culture, and it's funny because now the politicians here, which also practice that same society as far as politics, are also into that same play. I remember there was this one guy that made a video of him going into the Republican convention where they all gather, and he turned on his Grinder app or some sort of gay app, and I guess this app tells you when you know a fellow gay guy's around. So when he turned on the app, it just fucking lit up the convention.
Wow.
Meaning
Crazy.
there was a ton of gay Republican politicians in there.
Republicans, huh? That's even more interesting. That's crazy.
So I told my and then that's pretty much what I showed him, like, you know, they just have a long history of, you know, that lifestyle. And the thing is that even though they don't say it on this video, they're showing it with pictures of young men, or not even young men. I want to say teenagers.
Little kids.
Yeah. So I thought that was that, and that was that conversation.
Wow. I read a book one time about like just a sexuality book, right? And one
Mhm.
of the sections was talking about how in Africa there's like a rite of passage where the boys, it's kind of graphic, okay? Because I don't even like repeating this, but the boys, the rite of passage to become a man is that they go and they perform oral jobs on the elder man. That's part of the rite of passage to become a man. I was like, oh my goodness, that's crazy. In Africa, that's interesting. I mean, it's horrible, right? But it's
Yeah,
information that I
yeah.
never. I was like, wow, like that's crazy.
Wow, wow,
Yeah.
and it's crazy because that you would say that because I think Marvelous Marvelous brought up the conversation of the moil. I don't know if you know what that is.
No, I don't.
You know when a baby gets uh, not baptized, but you know when they cut the first
Circumcised?
circumcised when they do that ceremony.
Oh,
Apparently, before the
bar
rabbi.
mitzvah?
No, no, no. I think
No,
that's
that's
when
a
they're a
different one.
teenager.
Yeah.
But a brisk, I think it's called a brisk. I don't know, but the rabbi, you know, starts cutting, and then before he cuts it completely off, the tradition is that the rabbi goes,
Oh my goodness, that's crazy. What are we
It just disturbed
doing?
me. It disturbed
Yeah.
me. But apparently that is a part. They still practice that. They still practice that. And a case came out of some years back where some of these babies that became adults ended up suing a rabbi because they found out that that same rabbi gave them herpes.
Oh my goodness, that's horrible. That's horrible.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm indigenous. I'm glad I'm indigenous.
Right. We're glad, yeah.
Let's see. P Dog drop 4.99. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it.
Mm.
Says I've been saying Latinos will be the group to break the binary white and black thinking in America. I mean that figuratively and literal. What do you think, TC?
I love that theory. I hope so. Yes. I hope we do break that stereotype or that racism or that line, and
Yeah,
blur it a little bit because we are one.
I think you're right about that too. Let's see. Let me read that. I've been saying. I mean, but I've said it before that our culture, our people, we have been affecting this world for the most part because we've given so much to this world. I mean, last night I mentioned how we gave the world rubber. If we didn't do that, they wouldn't have wheels for their. We wouldn't have tires for their wheels.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, we wouldn't have the bottom of shoes. We wouldn't have material to cover electrical wires, so it doesn't burn down the place.
Oh, that's a great invention for sure. Shout out to
Yeah,
us.
exactly, and that's something that we gave. That's something that we gave to the world, and that's just one of many other things we gave to the world.
Another thing
And
that I have read about the LGBT people is, I don't know if this is true, but this is just things that I have read in books, that a lot of our native homosexuals were really supposed to be like kind of like priests, mm, because they held the world, like they were in between the feminine and the masculine world.
oh,
They were
okay,
kind of
okay,
like a special person.
interesting,
Yes.
interesting.
And they were like almost the majority of the time, to what I read, okay, I'm not sure if this is true, but the majority of the time, the gay, it was usually a gay person who was the spiritual leader, because they were considered to have this supernatural power of being in the both worlds, the feminine world and the masculine world.
Really?
Yes. And what I have also read about that is that a lot of the them, they were not supposed to like engage in any sexual activities, that they were supposed to dedicate their life to God,
Like a
because it
priest?
was, yes, like, and gay people overall, like,
Yeah.
you were born like that, you were supposed to devote your life to God, because obviously nature wise is not what's supposed to happen, and also that whole thing with the two worlds blending together, like
Ah,
you were some
okay.
kind of sacred person, and you were not supposed to even think about sex in a way.
Really?
Yeah.
That reminds me of those I think they were called unisex. No, not unisex, but
Asexual.
no, I mean I think the Romans have it. They would they actually chop off their wieners and they would just work for I don't know, the lady of the house, I guess, or
What's up with the Romans? They were doing some extreme shit, huh? Like,
they
oh,
were doing
chop
extreme
this, like,
shit.
homie, what's wrong with you?
For reals. Uh, anyways, moving on. Rudy says, mean the 250th U.S. Army B Day. There you go.
Mm.
Marla's Mind says, how do I drop a super chat with my EBT? Ooh, hey, I'll take that. I would take that EBT money. Say less. Wi-Fi says, I seen the Tupac hologram live at the Bone Thugs and Harmony concert. Was that recent?
Oh,
Oh, I would want to
did it
know.
look? Did it
I
look
know,
good?
right? Yeah, that right. That's what I would want to know too. Wi-Fi, let us know. Nipsey one says, that's why there are glitches in this matrix.
Ooh, I'm Trinity in that case.
Hey, Nipsey one says, can someone tell me how to get to Sesame Street?
Make a left.
I wouldn't know. But it says when I worked in San Jose in 2019, there was a lot of Colombian co-workers.
Mm,
Okay, all right, good to know. That's interesting. I wonder why that was, and they're not there anymore.
mm.
Iron Hombre says if the U.S. is selling visas for 5 million, how much is Mexico selling their visas?
Five.
Interesting.
Hmm. Good
Yeah, I
question.
think Trump is selling this gold card that gives you forever visa for $5 million a piece.
Oh wow, a nice fun pass, huh?
So
That's
supposedly he has sold some. Supposedly, P Doc says expats is the nice word for American immigration immigrating overseas to work remote. Ah, okay, I got you now.
mm.
But we are grapists. Hmm. Marvelous says, I'm still trying to figure out who let the dogs out and how come Dora doesn't use Google Maps. All right, Marvelous. We got some jokes coming in here. All right. Wi-Fi says, every president broken some form of laws.
Mm.
I agree. TC.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean, I would think so.
Hmm. Nipsey one says ex-military patriots. Marvelous mind says, how can I get in here? Oh, you want to get in here? Okay, hold on.
Be
Let me
nice.
let me see. Do you mind TC if he
Of
jumps
course
in?
not. No, of course not. Love
Okay.
marvelous,
Let's see. Let me put
marvelous
this
minds.
her. Let me put this her, and then let me put this her, and then let me pin this right here. And all right, Marvelous. The link should be in the live chat. All you got to do is click on it. Only 64 says Trump is going to have tanks on the parade. He sure is. Sure is.
Wow.
P Dog says, yes, it's a parade conveniently on Trump's birthday. It's not a coincidence. That's the point. Ah, okay. So it
Mm.
is on his birthday.
He's making
It's,
a point out of it, huh?
I know, right?
Hmm.
I would want the whole military to roll out on my birthday.
Shit, huh?
Make me feel like
Badass
the
fool.
king. Hells yeah.
Shit.
Ese filósofo says all that can run for president are picked beforehand by the unnameable that run the world. Hey, yeah. A page
Mm.
out of Marvelous right there. Jetta says bulls on parade. Hmm. Zapata Vive says presidents are just K colonizers. and,
Okay.
and I can't say that word because I get in trouble every time I say that word. P-Duck says they called it being a Texas fool. Oh. Only 64 says someone should send a toro to the protest so it can jump over the barriers. Wow.
That'd be hilarious.
That would be hilarious.
So
Nipsey
having a
one.
party and shit. I mean, that's not funny. Like you said, it's not
All of
funny.
a sudden it pops up. What the hell? Nipsey one says, remember that incident with the Dalai Lama?
Oh, when he kissed that little kid. Oh yeah, that was horrible. I used to look up to that
Oh,
guy, to the Dalai Lama. When he did that, I was like, oh my goodness, you broke my heart. You
is
too?
that a thing?
Damn.
Oh, that's horrible. That's horrible. Oh man.
Yeah, he
Talk
was like,
about
he went like this. It was like, dude, what?
how do you feel about dads that kiss their sons on the lips?
I hate that. I mean, cada quien, right? Everybody has their own. I just don't
Yeah.
think it's appropriate to me and
Yeah.
my kids. I don't
I,
even
could,
kiss my daughter, and
I
I
mean, no
never.
disrespect to the guys that do that for whatever reason you do that. I just can't bring myself to do something like that either.
I think that's an easy way to set up your kids to allow abuse to happen to them because now you're making this something
Ah,
like that's acceptable. It's like I don't know, you're a
it's
grown
the
up.
norm. It's a
Yeah,
norm. It's like okay, I could see that. I could see that. It's like when a dad beats their kids and they end up doing it to their chick, and that's for them. That's a way of expression of love for them.
yeah. Somebody can come and kiss me and be like, "Oh, that's like my dad kissed me. Oh, he must love me." Like whoa, like that's a little bit of
Hey, well, he never used tongue.
a. Oh, he does not. Oh yes.
This is new. I guess this is the adult version. No, horrible. Nipsey
Yeah.
once says, "Has anyone ever seen a baby pigeon?"
A baby pigeon.
Well, I don't think you see the babies because they stay in the nest, right, until they're like ready to fly on their own.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a baby one. You're right. That's a good question. That's a good observation.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I've only seen big ones, grown ones, never a baby one.
Hey. All
Yeah,
right. Nipsey one says not Latino, not Hispanic. All
that's
right.
right. Those are
Indigenous.
not words.
There you go. Zapata Viva says the practice used to be in Papua New Guinea supposedly.
The one with the yeah, okay.
Wow. P Dog says, let me explain. Let me explain. Binary thinking is limited view of one or the other. White and black logic means the same thing. America fights over black and white thinking. Get it? So Latinos will break that. Ah, okay. Because we're the different.
Literally,
Yeah.
got it. Now I
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for that, P Dog. Wi-Fi says yes. The hologram of Tupac seemed realistic, like he was actually there. I almost cried. Wow.
Wow. It
Wow.
wasn't see-through? Was it like solid? That's
That's what I was
crazy.
thinking too.
Right? Yeah.
But damn. All right, Wi-Fi. Thanks for that. Only 64 says there is a ICE phone number so people could call and give tips. Yeah.
Snitches.
I remember there's one when Trump won, there was this Mexican TikToker influencer that made a video that said if you don't like if you're upset with your neighbor that voted for him, here's the number to ICE. Call ICE, tell them that that guy's family are illegal and get them deported back to Mexico. He said
Ah.
that. I was like, what the fuck? How disgusting are you?
Yeah, that's ugly. You're ugly.
Yeah. Iron Hombre says the army has announced today that will be participating. Oh, the army has announced today that it will be participating in the military parade on Trump's speed date.
Hmm.
I think that's what he meant to say. El Hermano says, TC the G, please give some guidance for someone considering rapping. What mics would you recommend also? Oh, that's all you.
For rapping, don't give up. Keep going. Keep going. Invest in yourself. Always invest in yourself. Don't let the naysayers, push you around because it does happen, especially if you have a good talent or if you have something going on for yourself. They will definitely come after you, trying to break you down. So you cannot let that happen. You have to make sure that you believe in your own dream more than, whatever they're saying. And in reality, if they're talking, you're doing something right. So that's what you have to really see it as. It's not really like, oh, I don't want this hate. You're going to get hate regardless, even if you're not a rapper. It happens if you're trying to do the right thing or trying to do something for yourself. A lot of people don't like that, right? So just believe in yourself. Keep going, keep going, keep going. That's pretty much it. Practice, practice, practice. You got it. You got it. What mics would you recommend? I don't know about mics in reality. I'm sorry about that. I just grab it. That's all I do. I don't go buying them. Yeah. I'm
As long as
sorry.
it works, as long as it
Yeah, yeah.
works. Pa, pa,
Yes,
pa. Testing,
exactly.
testing. All right, we're good. Let's do this. All right, there you have it. There you have it. All right. Let's see. Iron Hombre says the army announced today that they will not. Oh, okay. He corrected. The army announced today that they will not be participating in the military parade on Trump's B Day. Oh, wow.
Mm,
All right. Shout out to the army.
wow.
Wi-Fi says, oh, all right. We looks like we're about to get our third guest here. Let me read this before he comes in. Wi-Fi says only 64. Why would they do that to not pay them, then turn around and have to hire someone at the higher wage? I don't know.
Yeah.
But ladies and gentlemen, let me uh let me bring in this special guest. He's no stranger to any of you. He's no stranger to TC.
Hmm.
He is Marvelous Minds. Oh, I'm
What
sorry,
up? What
Marvelous Inc.
up?
What up,
Hey,
Marvelous Inc?
what's up, Marvelous?
What?
What up? Power.
Hey,
Power to the
why'd you
people.
why'd you use your government name?
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't know how to use that. I don't know how to do
Oh,
all the. That's why you're my tech guy.
I know, right? Let me see. Nah, I don't think I could change your name. Oh wait, I could. Hold on, give me a
Change
second
it.
here.
Change it.
Yeah, I can't stand seeing your government name.
My government. My government name.
Hey, there you
There it
go.
is.
There it
What?
is.
Oh
There you go.
heck yeah! See,
There you
how
go.
come?
That's why I'm your tech guy.
Why is it that you have everything perfect for this interview, but on my show you just don't have nothing set up, bro?
Norbies.
Why? Because I gotta use twice as many things for your show, and is a lot of technology working all at once. This is a very simple, basic web stream setup. Because I don't use the actual program that we use when we do your show.
Okay. How do
It's
I
like,
see?
and he kicked himself out. Marvelous. Click the link again. Come back. All right. Let's see. Where was I?
That was too funny. Like, I hate your government name.
There he is. There he is. There he is. There he is. All right. He is back.
My bad, bro. I don't know. I pushed chat to see
Yeah.
the chat, but I can't see it, bro.
Can you see it now? You can see it now?
Yeah, I can't see the chat, but it's all right. It's all good. It's all good.
Okay. I think there should be like a little button there that says comment.
No, it says mic, cam, or chat.
Really? Does your show the same thing?
I think he's using a phone. It might be a different setup. I'm using.
Oh,
my
you're using a
computer.
computer.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm on
okay.
my phone, bro.
Oh, all right, all right, all right. Yeah, yeah. There should be on the bottom. There should be something that says comments. But anyways,
Yeah, it's all right.
let's go ahead. Welcome, Marvelous. Welcome. Thank you for gracing the show. Appreciate you, of course.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
Anything you want to bring to the table tonight? Something you want to speak on? What the?
Oh, there he's gone again. He's playing us.
He's messing with my head. He's messing with my head.
He's playing hard to get.
I'm sure he'll be back. He'll be back. Okay, there he is. There he is.
Kicking me off. You're
No.
doing it.
No,
Fool.
I'm not.
Stop hating on me.
I'm not. Marvin, like I was saying, anything you want to bring up tonight?
No, I was gonna refer to what TC was saying about the whole high priest thing, you know?
Oh, okay.
Nice.
So one of the
okay.
so the second part, I know all about the second part that she was saying. When she was saying it. I don't know if you guys remember what she was saying.
With the
Yes.
homosexual stuff?
So, anyways, like people that were said to be caught in a soul trap actually carried spirits from the after. I mean, from before their past life or their ancestors. So, if you were born with like a birthmark, or you were born with a double on your crown chakra, you know the swirl that you have on your crown chakra.
Yeah.
Your head was wrapped right away, and you were taken up to the high priest to become a high priest.
Oh, really?
So yeah. So the only thing, the other part was about the the homosexuality part. I don't know if I can say that, but
yeah, no, you can say it.
that part goes on today still, and that's by entering the bottom chakra, your lower chakra. Remember we talked about chakras, Marvelous, Norbies.
Yeah.
Okay, when you enter that bottom chakra, as they do it, they do that today. Not our people, but the Weddles.
Yeah.
They're able to inhabit that spirit they feel. It's like a spirit collector.
Oh, snappers.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. There's a lot to it. It sounds dirty, but I heard you talking to her about the moil part.
Oh, yeah. That you had mentioned that about how is it a brisk or is it what is it?
It's a moil. It's a form of circumcision, but it's a perverted way. See, what they do is everything they do. It's just like if you could picture Superman and Bizarro. Do you know about Superman and Bizarro?
Yeah.
What do you know about it?
Bizarro is like that alternate version that's all like mutated.
So Bizarro's from the underworld, and Bizarro does everything the opposite of Superman does. So it's like upside down.
Yeah.
So everything is upside down in the underworld, and they're called the 9 lower realms.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's all bad frequency or energies that they sacrifice to. Like we sacrifice to our melanation, the sun, right? They sacrifice to the black sun, which is Saturn. So I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So that whole moil thing is for the benefit of that high of the adrenalized blood of the baby. You
Yeah.
know, by you cutting that, the baby's feeling that, and the adrenal glands are
Oh,
producing adrenaline. So when they suck
Oh,
that out the baby, it's like a massive, like doing a linea, but 10 times better.
it's like
You
no.
know,
live,
not yeah.
like
Yeah. Yeah.
fresh. They're
Yeah.
doing it
Wow.
fresh. Oh
Oh.
Yeah,
my
it's
Oh.
goodness.
like when a lion goes and hunts his prey, and the
Yeah.
lion licks that blood, that adrenalized blood. It's adrenaline for him. It's a high for him. He loves it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Never.
what. That's why they're smiling after their kill. They're. You ever see them?
Yeah. 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 They're
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I see
Yeah.
it.
Yes. It's the same thing.
Oh no!
I never knew that.
I'm
That's
getting, I'm
interesting.
getting the image of the rabbi doing the same smile.
I
No.
Yeah. And
Oh.
they know that they know that they learn when they go to their high priesthood, bro. They learn that in the synagogue. They learn everything about their food, about the planets, about energy. Everything they learn is the opposite of what we learn. We learn the opposite, bro. We're dumbed down, and they're getting a higher actually thing of education. We're
Yeah.
not getting that.
Jeez. Yeah, man. That's
That's
intense, man.
horrible.
That part of the
Horrible
world,
practice.
man. They came up with some of the weirdest shit, dude.
Yeah, it's an abomination. Just like them building the new temple over there, which they call Israel. Israel just bombed Iran.
I know. Yeah. Well, what are your thoughts on that, Marvelous?
Well, that's all strategic, bro. That's all they're taking out the ethnicities that are still have the strongholds of the elders, bro.
I,
All
I
those countries over there, they still live by old traditional ways by the elders. If you go to their communities, they still have their ways of believing of concubine, their multiple wives. They still you have to go to the elder to get permission for things. Their women are still covered up, and not for just being a Muslim. It's really for the temptation of the luminaries. That's really where it goes back to from the book of Enoch, where you don't tempt the luminaries. There's angels that walk among us, bro.
wait, is that the
That's
reason?
that's where
That's
that stems from.
interesting. Oh my
That's where that
goodness.
stems from. So that's why they removed a lot of stuff. They call it, that it was just too much. They removed it because it was too much of a fantasy, and who would believe that? So like the book of Jubilees, the book of Enoch, the book of Mary Magdalene. Mary Magdalene speaks about how what happens when we pass away.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because when it flips out people's whole Christianity
Mm.
backwards, bro. We believe that our ancestors are in heaven. We always say rest in peace. But that's not the actuality of it. The
Yeah.
actuality of it is that they live through you, through your blood, through your spirit, your aura. When we get judged, we're judged as a whole. Like your last name, your
Yeah.
whole Norby's bloodline, you're
Yeah.
judged, and that curse goes into your bloodline,
Mm.
and where you come back. The people
Yeah.
that cannot pass the firmament, that weren't indigenous or made by the Most High, get
Yeah.
caught in a soul trap. That's called a soul trap. They're not. Their frequency isn't that, bro. So they
Yeah.
come back as another person that they're supposed to be from that tribe to be our opposition. Do you
Mm.
get what I'm saying? There's
Yeah.
certain tribes, like, I mean, it gets biblical in a way. Well,
Yeah.
all the way, actually, it gets
Yeah.
biblical.
Mhm.
But most of the scriptures that you find in the Bible have to do with our cultura. They're literally our story. The Ark of the Covenant, we carried that.
Mm.
That's our story. The moon cycle, the month, Moonth. That's
Mhm.
our cycle, bro. But they
Yeah.
created a Gregorian calendar.
They
It's
did.
called the Gregorian calendar, bro, and it offsets the time, so nobody even knows what year we're in, what time they're in. They don't want you to know your moon cycle.
Yeah.
They don't
No,
know. They don't
28
want you to.
days. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't want you to know your rituals that you're supposed to keep. They've eliminated your dances, your songs. They've cut off your piochli, your warrior braid, which is your antenna that protects your crown chakra. They've done away with all this. That was the first thing you did when you went into a, what you call it, into one of the orphanages that the
Yeah.
Jesuits came with. They would cut your warrior braid off, bro.
Mm.
They would cut it off. They would take your regalia, your feathers. Your feathers are sacred, bro. They would take those and put you in a white gown. Bam. You know how many of them got played with, bro?
Yeah, yeah. Oh no,
Um,
You know
unfortunately,
how
yeah,
many bodies, mounds, homie, mounds that they found of bones. Not only in just them, but different people. Do you know almost every year the Prince Charles and them would go to certain ones and pick up so many children, and they were never seen from. Why is that? What happened to them? What do they do
yeah, yeah.
to
No, no,
them?
that's
they
horrible.
that's the thing with these people, these elite that have so much power and all this.
You know.
It's
And
disgusting.
earlier you said about the structures over here looking like the Roman Empire. You're absolutely 1000% right, bro. People think that we're living in the future somehow. It's crazy, bro. The
Yeah.
only thing that has changed is the trends of time, the way we dress, our availability to have technology. That's about it. But we're still in ancient times right now. We're still in tribal times right now, and they know their tribe. They're sacrificing to their god of their tribe, and they want us to forget ours.
Oh,
They
they're doing
want
a
to
good
move
job
us
of that.
off.
They're doing a
They
good
want to
job.
remove us from this chosen land. They've created borders that our own people believe in. Our people are
Mm,
believing in this fictitious
wow.
border, bro.
Yeah.
It's imaginary line. It's an imaginary line. It's
But
not real.
and I'm glad you said that too, because I tell people it trips me out that these people can just write on a piece of paper the longitudes and latitude of certain areas of territories and sign it, and then have two other people sign it, and then officially legally it is theirs now.
Yeah, they do. They've already broken almost every treaty. They've manipulated our people into believing certain things, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
and they have us fighting each other over this.
yeah, yeah. They
It's
do.
it's
That's
sad,
true.
bro.
That's
They-
true. Yeah.
And we're worshiping their gods when we indulge in paganism.
yeah. For the oh yeah, because a lot of the holidays on the calendar are pagan holidays, right?
Every single one. Star, Easter. What is
Ah,
that? The fertility, the birth of Tammuz. What is that? Christmas, which they believe in Jesus, which is not even Jesus, it's Isis.
Mm.
mm,
It's literally the Isis goddess. They have us believing in Israel. I broke that down earlier on a live, bro. Let me show
yeah,
you
yeah,
something. Let me show
yeah.
you. Oh, I can't even switch the camera, huh? How do I switch the camera, bro?
There should be like a little arrow thingy. I think
Oh
yeah.
fuck. No, I can't do
Uh,
it. Damn,
there should be,
I wanted to
you would
show you, but
you
I
would have
guess I
to
can't.
turn the phone around then and then just eye it.
Mm.
Stop my camera, remove from stage. I don't know how to do it, bro. Here,
Nah, they just
let me show you like this. I'm gonna show you like this real quick. You know how to spell Israel, right?
yeah, R I ISRAEL.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Okay, let me show you.
Thanks, CC.
Of course.
Okay. So Israel, what does that mean? Ice, remember where words create frequencies I told you?
Yeah, yeah. Ice.
It stands for Isis. Ra stands for Amen Ra. When you say Amen after a prayer, you're not
Yeah,
supposed to say that. That's literally calling this name
yeah.
of Amen Ra, who they worship. And Al, like Daniel,
Yeah.
means God. Daniel, let me break down Daniel so you understand what I'm talking about.
All right.
So Daniel, Dan means judge.
Yeah.
This is ancient Hebrew, bro.
Ah, okay.
Al means God. So Daniel means God is judge.
Oh,
Mm.
Isis, Amen Ra, Al, God, the Amen Ra of Isis.
yeah.
That's what you're saying. The name was never changed from Jacob to Israel. It's always been Jacob.
Mm.
They say it's changes just like they manipulated biblical Torah and
Yeah.
created the Bible and called one the Old Testament and the New Testament and said, "Oh, the Old Testament is done with," and it's not.
Yeah.
It's not. That's what
Yeah.
holds the majority of the laws, the Mosaic law. Actually,
Mm.
laws that we used to keep, bro.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
we used to eat.
Yeah.
That's all beneficial to us. Everything in that book is literally beneficial.
Yeah.
It is. It's how we're supposed. There's a pecking order. There's a pecking order how you're supposed to live, bro. God, the Messiah, where you
Yeah.
get Messiah from, Mexico. That's
Yeah.
literally our story.
Yeah.
Who was Meshi? our leader, our spiritual guide that led us out of captivity of Babylon, bro. Egypt means bondage.
Yeah.
Where's Egypt? Where did I tell you? When the Most High parted the Red Sea, where was the Red Sea located? At the tip of Mexico. That's the Red Sea, but they changed the names of the maps, homie.
It's crazy that they still have those names on the
Crazy.
map, though. On some of those
Yeah.
places.
The chosen, the real chosen people who were the real Hebrews, not the
Yeah.
Weddles, were
Yeah.
our people. The Maya, Mexica, and Inca, and so-called North American Indian, which are our relatives.
Mm. You know,
Crazy.
it reminds me of the scenery in the Hoover Dam. Have you ever seen it, Marvelous? Where
Of what? Yeah.
they have all these weird symbols on there.
Yeah. They
Uh,
they 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 worship Incan and Leo and the Anunnaki, which are the giants, bro. They worship them because they brought them incantations. They showed them spell casting. They showed them which words to use, like the word good morning,
yeah.
that curse. They're all spells and curses, hence the name spelling and cursive.
Mm.
That's where we get those names from.
I
People
mean,
don't
yeah,
understand. They don't study definitions of words, bro. And that's
yeah.
why we're stuck. We're stuck in this mindset, and even worse in a tribal ways by joining gangs because we're a tribal people,
Ah,
regardless.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I was gonna show you, see if I could show you guys these pictures, because it's crazy that they would have these images here. Let's see. I don't know if you guys can, if I could show that yet. Okay, here, let me add that. But these are some of the pictures that they have over there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you could see that.
I
Doesn't
could
show
barely
it.
say, okay.
No, it doesn't really show it there. But they have some weird images like angels there, and
Mm-hmm.
like a Zeus looking character.
Yeah.
I don't know if you see that guy right there.
Wow.
Yeah, bro.
Or actually no, actually maybe not Zeus, more like that other guy with the trident,
Poseidon?
Yeah.
Poseidon. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, bro.
I was like, it tripped me out when I saw that they have these symbols there.
That's crazy.
Even the dog they use, the cholo.
Do they?
They use our dog. They
That's a
taken our spiritual dog, bro.
I believe that. I believe that.
Everything
But,
is robbed, homie.
but it's crazy that they have these things over there. That it's just some weird symbols. It doesn't really make sense,
Mhm.
everything has a reason, like they do it for a reason. They chose those symbols for a reason.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's what I say too. That they have their reason. They put it in our faces.
What this is, what it's about, bro, and people have that question. What it's about is manifesting their destiny.
Mm.
They believe in their destiny, and
Yeah,
you're either a puppet in their destiny, or they become a puppet in yours. The more you manifest your God,
yeah,
and
Mm.
they know that. They know that they come back. They know that they come back in this life, and they want to come back to their riches.
Mm.
They believe that, bro.
now,
We're separated from that.
yeah,
We believe that when we die, we're just in heaven and that's it,
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
or in hell and that's it. There's no coming back, and that's the manipulation of it.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. I'm not a big believer of hell at all.
No, hell's part of Dante's Inferno. That's a lie. There's only
Yeah,
the lake of fire, bro,
yeah,
and that's for an abomination. That's not. You don't, when you go smoke somebody, you don't go to hell.
yeah,
When you do whatever, you don't go to hell, bro. You go to your judgment, and your judgment is placed on your seed, and your seed will receive that curse.
yeah.
Your seed, any seed, your great grandchildren can pay for what you do today.
Those are what you would consider generational curses.
That's a generational curse.
Mm, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey,
That's
I'm gonna let TC have the. My bad for butting in. I
nah.
just
You
thought
already
I'd
No,
stole
tap
the
in and
no.
show.
say
I,
what's up.
You're
I
nah, you
enjoy that
already stole the
you're
show.
here, Marvelous. It's great. Thank you.
I'm gonna rename this episode "Marvelous Minds."
No. That's you guys. My bad. I
I don't
appreciate
know.
all you guys.
Somebody
My
does.
salute.
Somebody does have a question for you though,
Yes, sir.
or just
Yeah,
a
stick
comment.
around.
It
Yeah.
says Coast Classic. It says Marla is so knowledgeable and knows his magnetic. But I have a question for him. If you read this, The check engine on my car came on. Do you know what it could be wrong with?
What that what?
You need to use
He
a
says, I have a
mechanical
question for him. If you read this, the check engine on my car came on. Do you know what could be wrong with it?
I don't know, man. You might need some gas or oil. I don't know, bro. Tell Norbies.
Take it
I
to
don't know.
Alex. Take it to Alex Cervantes. Cervantes Enterprise. He
Take
will.
it to
Hey,
Alex is a good
Alex.
homie right there.
Yes, he will
Shout
definitely
out.
check it out.
What's
Shout
up,
out to Alex.
Jedi?
Hey,
Um, yes. Hi to everybody in the chat. My respects to you. My respects to you, TC the G. Smart woman, educated, very respectful.
definitely.
All my love and respect. Norbies, you know what's up. I'll see you guys later.
All
Bye,
right. Thanks,
Marvelous.
man.
Thank
Thanks
All
for
you.
right.
coming back, man.
Bye.
Bye.
Appreciate you. Bye.
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 All right, great. Okay. Well, TC, I want to say we definitely came to the end of this.
Yes.
We have been on for about how long have we been on? About a good 2 hours and a half.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Am I right? Am I right?
Yes. We started at 7. It's 9:30. Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna call it a night. Me and Marlon always do this where we put out our thoughts. So I want to ask you, TC, what are your thoughts on tonight's show?
Tonight's show, I love tonight's show. Thank you guys so much for showing up, for being here. To me, the most important thing about, meeting here with you and being here with the family, with the people, is just that we get together and speak together about these issues, right? And have an open space and really speak our minds outside of what we see in the media, right? Like, this is like a space, I feel like, for us to really put our thinking caps on,
Yes,
and and really, like, think. Let's think for real,
definitely.
yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. You know what? I feel the exact same way. It's always a pleasure to have you here and give us the female perspective because I definitely do believe that we need more female voices out here because it's always good to know the other half. We're always talking amongst men, but it's important that we talk with women and have their insights because just as much as we're evolving, we know that you women are evolving also, and we have to be able to communicate with you guys and vice versa. So thank you for sharing your thoughts, your views, and your opinions. And I think all of us men here learn something new tonight with you. So thank you, TC, for schooling us in a way.
Oh, no, thank you, for you're the trailblazer here, bringing a woman on. Nobody else is doing it, so you're,
Oh, I haven't even considered that.
yeah, hey, you're a leader in your own right.
I appreciate that, TC. Definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
All right. Well, all right. There you go. Have it, guys. Me and TC are out. Thank you all for coming. Make sure to hit the like, put a comment, share it on your YouTube posts, and help the channel grow. Also, TC the G has her own YouTube channel. It is linked in the title, so you could just click on that link, click on her name, and it'll take you to her YouTube channel. So make sure you guys follow her on her channel because she does have an audio podcast and she does talk right there. And if you want to know more about TC, definitely check her out. I do believe you did drop a track recently. If you want to,
Yes, I did, guys. Go stream it if you guys want to. There it is in YouTube. I can't force you guys, but
now want to
like
do
and
it, guys,
everything.
do it. Support.
Go now.
Yeah, support her, please. Thank
No,
you.
it's a great song. It's called what did I name it this time? I forgot. Oh, Sweetest Love. And the beat, I got it from Misfit. So if you guys know Misfit, I got the beat from him. So it's a great track. Go check it out. Spiritual track, wisdom, knowledge, all of that stuff that we're pretty much talking about here. So,
Definitely. I definitely enjoyed that track. So thank you for dropping that. And all you guys go out and check it out on her page and hit the like and support TC, the G. All right, guys. We are out of here. So I will see you guys on the next one. TC, a
yeah,
pleasure.
pleasure too.
Do anybody make real shit anymore?
Put the word on the gram, forget temper, just toss that ham in the frying pan. I stand it done when I come and slam. Yeah, I feel like the son of Sam. Don't make me wreck. Get the check, got me going like General Electric. And the lights are blinking. I'm thinking it's all over when I go out drinking. Oh, making my mind slow. That's why I don't with the big 4-0. So I got to maintain, cause it like me is going insane.
Bench is good. Hey, hey, Norbies.
I'm sorry.